Alright, it's going. I'm just gonna have to sneak out.
Oh shoot. Alright.
Realize.
I'm good, I got wheels.
Thanks again. Yeah, no problem.
Alright. Welcome to River West Radio with Chili Chill. He's not here right now, so we're gonna start it out without him. We got Billy Dreamer. We got Joel over here. Say hello.
What are we doing, D?
Yeah, we'll start. We got some shows coming up. Tonight we're playing at Bremen Cafe. Opening, opening with the River Water Tribe. Tribal Tuesdays. Come on down, it's free. Oh yeah. And
We
then
got a show Friday.
Friday.
Oh yeah, Summerfest going on.
Oh yeah, pre-show party right there at Brood Cafe with the Dead Morticians and Low Level Clouds. It's gonna be a good
When's
time.
that start up, Josh?
That starts at 7 p.m. Joel.
Oh, that's like a perfect time to stop in and then catch a shuttle from over on Brady Street there down to Summerfest.
Oh, you are correct, sir. Sounds like a plan. I'll be there. Will you be there?
Oh yeah.
All right, we'll be
Go
there.
see Morris Day in the time afterwards.
Oh, very good, sir. All right, we got Billy Dreamer. Chill be here soon. We're gonna play a little jam for you. The song's called Feeling Low. Let's go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, I skipped out of this party just the other day, and I got me some Bacardi, and I was feeling great, and I drank it alone. I'm getting high alone, I'm getting by alone, I feel low. Well, I went down to the park with that bottle in my hand, and I sat down on my merry-go-round, and I put my feet in the sand, and I drank alone. I'm getting high alone, I'm getting by alone, I feel low. Cause you've been getting high since you were just 14. Ain't allowed to get so drunk that you can't even speak. Well, get out of your house, sell all that you own. You get high on information, but it can't get you stoned. You wanna move forward, yeah, you wanna groove. Move, you wanna move forward, you wanna groove. Move. Getting high alone, get by alone, feel low. Well, I went down to that restaurant, get up about to eat. Come on, everybody. Let's do appetizing. When you're strong out on speed, I'm popping pills alone. I might die alone, I'm getting high alone, I'm feeling low. But I made it back to that party, even though I didn't plan to get back there. And I danced my little heart out, drank me up some beers, and I drank with you. High alone and get by alone and drink with you. Cause you've been getting high since you were just 14. Ain't allowed to get so drunk that you can't even speak. Well, get out of your house, sell all that you own. You get high information, but it can't get you stoned. You wanna move forward, yeah, you wanna groove. Move, you wanna move forward, you wanna groove. Move. Get high alone and get by alone. I said getting high alone again, my alone, feel low. Bring it down, Joe. Ooh. All right. Wow. 1, 2, 3, 4. There you will be, Dreamer. Feeling it for Chili Chill at the moment.
Chili Chill, where you at, man?
He's a good man.
A River West, a true River West icon. Chili Chill.
Right up there with Rabbi.
Oh, the Rabbi, yeah, the flower guy.
All right. Yeah.
Stacia.
Stacia.
Ferry.
Very good.
What's her name? The Ferry of River West?
Something like that. She's good. Very good. So what else we got new going on, Joe?
Oh, I don't know.
How about another song?
Sounds good to me.
All right, this remember where you can see us tonight at Bremen and Friday at
Tribal
Brood
Tuesday.
Cafe. It's gonna be very enjoyable for your ears. This next one is it's called Long Kiss Goodnight. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. I can say what I say, I can think of what I think and do it all in the blink of an eye. I can do what I want, tell you what you want to hear and do it all before the day that I die. But I don't want you to read too much into this. I know it's all about nothing, but you get so pissed. And if it makes no sense, well now it never did. Oh, now just bury me, 'cause I don't need to breathe. Sit back and watch the world advancing. I just don't want to right now. Oh, do you believe on second chances? I just don't want you around. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. Na 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 na. I can say what I say, I can think of what I think and do it all in the blink of an eye. I can do what I want, tell you what you want to hear and do it all by the day that you die. But I don't want you to read too much into this. I know it's all about nothing, but you get so pissed. And if it makes no sense, well now it never did. Oh, now just bury me, 'cause I don't need to breathe. Sit back and watch the world advancing. I just don't want to right now. Whoa. Do you believe on second chances? I just want to break you down.
Second one. The second.
Yeah.
Na, 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 na.
I was used to that.
Hey guys.
Hey, Chili.
Cut it off on the video. Oh man, keep banging the window here.
Was that Adam?
I like it better with extra than that.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Hey, Chili, chill.
Hey Josh. Hey, new
Joe.
friend, Joe.
Cheers.
Hey, salute. Welcome. How long have you guys been here so far?
Just a couple songs.
All right. I like the sound. I like the groove. Hey, Chris. Come on up here. There's a chair. Grab a chair. We're gonna.
Yeah.
This is my buddy Chris.
Chris,
He's visiting from Kalamazoo.
Hi. Michigan.
Here, grab the chair. Come up here, cause this is all crowded up there. You know, grab the chair that she sits on up here. Yeah.
Watch this over there.
This way we get to.
All right, now you do that.
So this is radio, eh?
Somewhat. This is still online radio. It's like one day it's gonna be an FM station, hopefully, you know.
Very
Yeah.
good.
But until then, we get stuff recorded,
Yeah.
and you can always listen to it.
Yeah.
You can always.
It's still on the internet though,
Yeah,
right?
I know.
Yeah, it's gonna go. It is live right now on the internet, and then it gets recorded. So, and it gets put on YouTube. And it gets put on our webpage. It gets put on. What is this?
Ustream?
Ustream.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's Ustream, YouTube,
I think you
and
need to get, I think you
Riverwest
need to
Radio.
get like an on-air light and one of those flashing graphic equalizers.
Fancy.
Well, one day, everything is gonna be there. You know, it's like we have a gym, and the
Maybe
gym
just
is
like a
getting
light
built up.
bulb with a piece of paper in front of it that says on air. You can flip.
I'm pretty sure if some people was walking by the window and they look and there's people here, we're on.
Yeah.
There's nobody here. There's nobody. Nothing going on.
We are the on air son.
Hey,
And we have a clock now. We didn't have a clock. Now we
That's
can
fancy.
tell
You got a
the
little
time.
alarm clock there. Nice,
3:50.
nice.
We're in real time.
Yeah, and there's a phone line too. If anybody wants to call and say anything at all,
Oh, that'd be
call 414-935-2951.
It is one of the
Um,
12 remaining landlines in the city, too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's still 414. I'm so surprised, you know, so many people live up here, and with all these cell phones, people have like, I have 3 cell phones, and it's still 414.
Yeah, yeah.
You know, I'm like, where does all these numbers come from? And now you get those, you know, the internet Magic Jacks.
Yeah.
Oh,
My
Magic
pop's got one of
Jacks. Are they
Magic
good?
Jack, yeah, it's real. It's like it's not top-notch quality, but it's good. It's still there.
It's like
You still get 414. You plug it into a computer.
It emails you who called you too.
Yeah.
Oh, so that's like your little bill.
You gotta have the internet though.
Oh. So is it cash?
Yeah, there's no bill though. It's like $20 a year. So if you got the internet, yeah. So where is that? Free
Yeah,
Mag-
the
Send us
future
some
is
free
here.
Magic Jacks.
Yeah,
you want
it's
these
Chili
guys?
Chill sponsor.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what's good?
Not too
the
much.
hood.
It's nice weather out there.
Yeah, summer is here. After all, it's end of June.
Yeah,
It's about time.
All
It's been cold.
Yeah.
For
Yeah,
a
it's
while.
warming up now.
Chilly. It's been chilly.
Yeah, it's almost chilly. It was chilly. I know, like at winter time, in my heart is Jamaica. At summertime, in my heart, this is still Jamaica. Yeah. So, when is your new concert coming up? Who are you guys? Did you introduce yourself?
Yeah, I don't know if we
Yeah.
did officially, but yeah, we've been talking about stuff.
Yeah, who are you?
Yeah, we're Billy Dreamer.
Billy
This is
Dreamer.
Joel. This is Josh.
Josh is,
Where's Billy?
Josh is pretty much Billy.
Which one's Billy? But no, we're playing tonight at Bremen with Riverwater Tribe. It's gonna be Travel Tuesdays.
Oh, all right.
It's
That's
free.
not bad.
So
Yeah.
that's always
right.
good. And then Friday we'll be at Brood Cafe. Here's a little fly for you, buddy.
Okay, thank you. Friday, June 29th,
Oops, sorry.
7 p.m.
Thanks for throwing it.
Brood Cafe, 1208 East Brady.
Yeah, it's right next up.
Cover,
under.
cover, no cover.
No cover.
It's like, can we go topless?
Yes, yes. That was what we were going
Can we
for.
go fully, no cover?
It is gonna be a crazy show. Oh yes.
Woo,
So
that's
it's-
my type of
We
show.
encourage that.
We
you know.
encourage nakedness
12
at all our
Brood
shows.
Yeah.
Cafe, 1208 East Brady, no cover and topless.
Oh, you know,
Yeah,
fully
no
nude.
Yeah, show
There's a
naked.
punk
No
girl,
cover,
punk
no
girl
business.
on a flyer. So are we into punk?
Oh yeah, it's a.
Can
punk
we
show.
hear
It's
some
gonna
punk?
be- Yeah, we'll do a. You want to do Brain?
Sure, that's punkish.
All right. What's
Alright.
it called? Brain?
That song's called "Brain in My Mouth."
Brain on my mouth?
In my mouth.
In my was like zombie song.
Sort of.
Oh yeah, it's kind of
Sort of like-
topical these days.
Oh, I guess,
All
yeah.
bath salt,
With bass
zombies
song.
going around.
This is the zombie song. Let's jump on that train.
I never thought of that. That'd be a pretty cool T-shirt. Brain in my mouth, zombie, being a brain.
Yeah. All right. So let's go "Brain in My Mouth."
Rock and roll.
Nothing
my bad, sir. Fingers weren't working. Feeling the nerves, man. All the people listening to the Chili Show.
It was nice.
Thanks.
That was fun.
Yeah, I just found out I can actually go and check out how many people are listening to me.
Alright.
Because from what I know, like maybe 1 or 2.
Yeah. Well, you never know.
sure it's
like,
multiple
hey, it's gotta
dozens.
catch up.
That's
I barely just found out about this. My buddy Dom.
radio thing?
Yeah, the River West Radio. My buddy Dom works at the BP. I guess he's got a show on here. Used to work with him at Jimmy John's. So he gave me a car. So it's real. I just saw it on Shepherd Express too. So
Oh, okay. We got
I don't know if
Shepherd
word's
Express.
gotten around yet,
Right.
but it's legit.
Yeah, we got the most amazing shows. If you go online, they all get recorded. That's number 1. And check out the news.
Oh yeah,
And we got
pretty good.
interviews with local artists and musicians and cinema people. But the
Nice.
news, man, it's like, alternative news.
Yeah.
Man, we got
Nice.
people cross-checking with the real life things, with the right propaganda, left propaganda, independent propaganda,
Right.
anarchist propaganda. 'Cause it's all, all you see in the media, or internet, or even on internet or TV or radio is propaganda, whether it's right, left, anarchist, libertarian, whatever. It's all propaganda. But when we people talk to each other,
That's real.
we're talking, that's real.
real,
Ain't no
yeah.
propaganda
We all
in
know-
here,
we all know
man.
it's all bullshit.
Yeah, it's like even Alex Jones. You listen to Alex Jones, he makes sense until he goes into his own thing and starts promoting his own money thing. Cause
Who is it?
Alex Jones. You know who Alex Jones is.
I don't think
Alex Jones is the big guy who's.
He runs Infowars.com,
Oh, okay.
which is a fear-mongering site. They believe that the end of the world and the brown shirts are coming out pretty much next Friday.
Oh, jeez.
And they've been
What's that,
playing
VBS
that.
guys?
Yeah, they've been playing on the fear-mongering government takeover stuff for about the last, I don't know, dozen years or so.
Yeah, I don't think.
But a lot of
what they
he
say is
says
truth.
Is
Yeah,
true.
Yeah, that's true. Not saying everything he says is false. That's the problem with propaganda. They mix truth and lies together.
Right. You don't know what's what.
We as humans assume people are either telling the truth or they're liars, and real people sometimes tell the truth and sometimes lie.
Well, sometimes people are telling the truth, and you've been fed so many lies that it's the truth to them.
That's true. Just because they believe they're not lying doesn't mean they're not lying. Somebody if somebody believes a fact is incorrect, they don't feel they're lying, but you might look at them and say that's not true. The sun is definitely not revolving around Jupiter. If somebody really believes that, they're not lying.
I don't know.
It might be.
Convince me.
It's all relative, man.
And if I don't like your
Sure,
conviction,
somebody's-
well, obviously you said, like they did
man.
Copernicus.
They beheaded Copernicus.
Yeah, I don't know. They beheaded a lot of people. They either hanged
Yeah,
them or
yeah.
beheaded them or just tortured them to death. Copernicus, that's the guy who says that we're revolving around the sun
Yeah,
instead
yeah.
of the other way around.
Yeah.
And the Catholic Church killed them.
And there's a new guy, a new physicist who was born in Copernicus's village, who has a new theory that the entire universe is inside of a black hole.
Oh, cool.
And
That's
expand,
kinda
cool.
and
That's pretty
it's like the black hole. The black hole's blowing the balloon up, and the
Okay.
black
Oh,
hole's
nice,
the
nice.
black hole is the mouthpiece, and our universe is the balloon on the other side.
Wow, that's pretty sweet.
He's
That's interesting.
coincidentally from the exact same village, so
Yeah.
I don't know what they put in the water there, but
Heck yeah, dude. That's awesome.
So after we talk a little bit, let's have an intermission.
Yeah.
Rock and roll. Could you go?
Oh.
I think it's been a half hour.
You guys
It's
can
4
stay
o'clock.
more.
What's that?
You guys can stay more.
Oh yeah, we can stay.
Yeah. Chris is here visiting from Kalamazoo. He's like a mad scientist.
slight
He's-
exaggeration.
Okay, pseudo-scientist, but he sure is mad.
I'm a professional tutor, so
Yeah, that's professional. Yeah. So what do you toot on?
math and science.
Oh, okay.
Nice.
I'm a little eccentric, so that's why I said it's a slight exaggeration.
Were you tutor rich kids?
I tutor lots of different people,
Okay.
but
Hang around.
not tutoring is definitely a premium service. But some parents
Oh, yeah.
it's important, you know. Like some parents are like, I'd rather buy a tutor for my kid than a boat.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's a
for sure.
So like,
It's
not all of my
investments.
clients are not all of my clients are rich people. A lot of my clients are working collar,
heck yeah.
blue collar, working class people.
Tell me, tell the audience, tell us what you told me about that exchange that you've done with some farmer folk.
Oh yeah, like the great thing about tutoring is you can exchange different. You can exchange your service. Like I exchange my tutoring service for farm fresh produce and jams and
Yeah.
I tutor their kids for free and they give me some delicious things to eat.
Sounds like a good deal to me.
So Joe, what's your story?
I'm a Milwaukee kid, born and raised. Didn't start playing guitar until I got out of college, so still struggling to try and. Luckily, I got in with Josh here and Billy Dreamer. So I'm playing like a half hour a day, pretty much every day, like for 10 years. But it's still kind of a struggle. I'm trying to get up on his level. He's been playing a long time in band. So as far as the band goes, been in a band a year.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Moving over to bass. We recently had our bassist leave just after the last show, and who knows, maybe he'll be back someday. But good opportunity for me to learn a little
Banjo,
something.
next step, right?
Yeah, we got
Violin.
we have a little violin player, Dom McGoy.
Yeah, Dom.
You know Dom, right?
Yeah, I know.
He's a
that.
good
Yeah, he
one.
plays
Try
with
it
us
for a
every now
while.
and again.
Yeah. So what is gonna be tonight at the Bruno Cafe? It's gonna be just a big old tribe, a little bit here, a little bit there, and because everybody's interconnected.
Yeah, Josh is in the tribe.
Yeah,
so
so is Dom.
yeah,
I don't
well,
think Dom's playing tonight. I think it's probably be like Jake, me, and Roberto will probably play.
with the tribe.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh,
yeah.
Dan's coming down. Danjo, the new banjo player.
I don't think I've met him.
I don't know. I don't know.
Well,
But he'll be around for a little bit. But he's going back to Colorado or something.
Colorado.
Yeah.
I was gonna go this August, but now I found out that my school, my Tai Chi school, is offering Wu style.
Kung Fu?
Tai Chi, yeah, like Kung Fu,
Like
Tai Chi.
Wushu?
Tai Chi, like Wushu, but it's like
Okay.
Tai Chi is like
More
Wushu, only very slow,
Yeah.
very slow.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's all dealing more with energy
Mhm.
than with kicks and punches.
Yeah.
But we're a yang. It's like our main styles are yang, Wu, and Shen. So we're mainly yang school, and we only teach yang.
Okay.
But the teacher's wife, she sometimes teaches Wu, and like once every 5-6 years, she offers this Wu classes. So
Ah.
there goes all my trips. I was gonna go to Rainbow Family, Rainbow Gathering in July. I was gonna go to Colorado,
Yeah.
see my friends up there, go in the mountains.
Yeah.
Ah man, I can't miss this. I'm not gonna wait another 5 years.
Yeah, have priorities.
Yeah.
That sounds cool.
So sing us a song, Mr. Guitar Man.
Oh, what do you want to do, Joel?
Oh, whatever you want to
What do we got left here?
do. 789.
Yeah, we can do 789.
Next to nothing. Let's do 789. Alright.
Oh, yeah.
This would be our hit if we had one. I'm just kidding.
Best in catalog.
That's a good one. I always liked it. I came around after it was already well established.
This old song. Oh, yeah. We'll be playing this one tonight, probably at Bremen. So, here's a little preview for that, I guess. Alright, this song's called 789. Are you out of your mind? Well, it's 1, 2, 2, 'cause I love you. And it's 3, 3, 4, I don't love you anymore. And it's 5, 6, 6, I'm so sick of you. And it's 7, 7, 8 is great. We can all rock from your mistakes. But let's smoke those traits in the face. And it's Quattro Cinco, busting middle essays. To a blessing on the now and frustration. Well, you know you've got to be so careful in this sticky situations. I gotta
Excellent, excellent.
Thanks.
Yeah, we'll probably play that tonight.
Yeah, that's a good song. All right, you can go on talking on the phone. I gotta read this stuff. I just saw this thing. So I'm sitting at this table, and on the table there's a thing that I'm supposed to do. It's a disclaimer. It says must be read by the producer, who is I, Chili Chill, at the beginning of each show, which is the middle, but middle is better than the beginning, eh? Welcome to Chili Chill and Friends, Art and Life. My name is Chili Chill, and I am the producer of this show. The things that you will hear over the next, 2 hours and a half, minus an hour or so, yeah, represent the views of Chili Chill and the people making them. All opinions and quotations in no way represent River West Radio, and the sole responsibility of the producer, guests, and callers. River West Radio is not liable for any legal issues arising from the content of this program. All right, now that is done, our friends Billy Dreamer, Joel, and Josh, they left to take care of some phone calls and refreshments, get some refreshments or something, and I'm stuck here with
Smoke break.
yeah, smoke what? Smoke air. Smoke air.
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm stuck here with you, Chris.
Oh yeah, stuck, huh?
Well, I don't have to be stuck. See, this is my show. I can leave the microphone to you and says, Chris, this is your show now. I'm gonna go get me some tea.
But it's not my show, so I can just walk out the front door and then leave.
But what kind of a friend are you gonna be, man?
I'm sad. We only got what, like 2.5 hours left here?
No, we got 2 hours.
Okay.
1 hour 50 minutes actually. Yeah. So so other than the tutor, who else you are?
Well, I like gardening. Like
So you're a gardener.
Yeah, do a little gardening.
What kind of gardening do you do?
I prefer vegetable gardening. I'm of the opinion if it's not, plants can be beautiful and edible and useful. I generally like plants to have some sort of use for humanity. If you're going to grow it, you're going to put the effort in to grow it, you better just get some use out of it. Doesn't necessarily have to be food, but you got to do something with it.
Well, what about pretty flowers like roses?
Well, roses actually are extremely high in nutrients.
Really?
And,
Eat
yeah.
roses?
The fruit roses make, rosebud, during World War II, the British used them to offset scurvy among their local population because of the lack of imported citrus fruits.
Really? So
No,
roses got vitamin C?
Yes, they're high in vitamin C. Rosebuds. Yep.
So if I'm hungry, I see me a rose flower, I'll just eat some
It's
roses?
a fruit that grows on the rose.
What fruit? I didn't see no fruits on
Well,
roses.
most roses are sterile, okay?
Oh.
Yeah, because they're bred to be pretty. Nobody wants rose fruit, okay? But all flowers make fruit. That's what flowers do, is they make seeds and they make fruit. So
Except for bananas.
well, they still make fruit. So the rosebud makes a fruit. The flower makes a fruit at the end. You can eat that.
Really?
It tastes pretty bitter. It's pretty awful. People make it into tea. It's like a natural, holistic tea.
Healthy for you?
I mean, anything that tastes that bad and has that many vitamins in it has got to be good for you.
Oh yeah.
Like, it has a lot of vitamins.
So this is what we should grow. We should grow tea. I mean, we should grow roses instead of potatoes.
Well, no, I'm not saying that. I mean, if you're going plants for vitamins, you could grow kale. Kale's that gives you a lot more vitamins.
Kale.
It grows faster than roses does. In the same plot of land, you're going to get a lot more kale than you're ever going to do roses.
Really?
And my point is that you can just grow plants that are useful to people. You don't have to grow... Plants can be pretty and useful. You know, you don't have to just have ornamental plants.
So you're saying all those plants that they sell in Walmart and Kmart and regular neighborhood flower shops, they're good for nothing mostly.
Well, not all of them. Some of them actually do have medicinal values. You know what I mean? Some of the plants have firm use. And I mean, maybe a use for a plant is stopping a hill from eroding. You know what I mean? That can be a
How
use.
does that work?
Well, the plants grow into a hillside and they trap all the dirt with their roots. But then
Oh.
the hill won't slide down. That's a use to humanity. I'm not saying that plant's not useful. I'm just saying that if you're gonna find a piece of ground, you're saying I can want to just plant some little impatiens or some marigolds or some flowers like you're talking about from Walmart. You could plant some vegetables there. Then you have something to eat too. Or you could plant some lemon balm and make topical ointments or do a lot of different things. Plants have a lot of uses. Besides just looking at. And you can look at all of them.
But it's hard to plant plants. You need to take care of them. You have to. They're like little babies.
Well, yeah, and you also need to think about like total life cycle and use. Like, for example, look on these beds we got it printed out here on the beds, all right? They planted sunflower seeds in these beds, all right? That's what those plants are that are growing up with no flowers on them.
All right.
Okay, so sunflower seeds are like wheat. They have one harvest and then they die. All right?
That's it.
Yeah, so, and then they're not going to be flowered for most of the summer. Okay? But if we would have planted something here like chamomile, okay, we'd have flowers all year round and then we could make a tea out of those flowers too. It's a quick growing plant. It would be high density. This is what I'm saying. Like when you garden.
So don't plant sunflowers. Plant chamomile.
No, I'm not. No.
What is
sun,
the
sunflowers
name you said?
What? Chamomile.
Chamomile.
Yeah, sunflower seeds are great against offense. I'm just saying you have to plant the plants in the right environment, which they're going to thrive and be useful to people at the same time.
Tell me again about those 3 sisters you were telling me. earlier.
3 sisters.
Yeah, 3 sisters. Now listen to this, man. This is the key to life.
All right. So
Key to
you look at
sustenance.
you think about traditional Thanksgiving and a lot of the dishes.
Yeah.
One of the things that's distinctly noticeably absent from a lot of these dishes is wheat and flour.
Really?
Okay. Well, you think about it. What are our dishes?
I don't cook.
Well, you have sweet potatoes,
Yeah,
okay,
right.
and you have stuffing made out of corn, okay, and you have cornbread, but there's not a lot of whole grain wheat that's associated with Americana dishes on Thanksgiving. And the reason why is because back then we didn't really grow wheat, because what we grew was the farming that the Indians had when we came over, which was the 3 sisters. And what they would do is they'd plant squash, and they plant corn seeds, and they plant beans all together. And then the squash grows out, the corn grows up, and the beans grow on the corn.
Oh, that's
So you-
ingenious.
So you get the 3 in the same plants.
insane.
Yeah, they also
But
help.
it's pretty too.
They also
Yeah.
help fertilize each other, and insects can sit on top of the corn plants, like insect predators, like ladybugs, sit on top of the corn and eat bugs on the squash.
Oh, wow.
So it's like a watchtower for your squash at the same time.
That's good stuff.
So and you bury a fish head in the water with it, and you walk in the soil with it, and you walk away. So the Indians
Very
taught.
fish head
Yeah.
underneath it.
Yeah, you bury dead
Fertilizer.
fish for fertilizer. Yeah, and it slowly rots as the
That's what you do with your fish if you caught too many or you caught the wrong kinds. I hear expert fishermen, masturbators, they say what they do is like if you catch, I don't know, what's a bad fish for eat?
carp.
Carp. If you catch a carp, you
Yeah.
stick it, chop it up and throw it in your garden and grow
Right.
a little better. And your dogs will go nuts trying to get at that stuff.
Yeah, definitely. When you can take if you take fish, if you want to actually be serious about real gardening, then one of the best things you can do is buy a grinder, which is basically a garbage disposal for outdoors, and you can put pretty much everything but large sticks or rocks in it.
Yeah.
And it grinds everything up really, really fine, and then you put it in your compost bin. Well, you put fish through a grinder, and that stuff is it's like 20 days until it's in the dirt and ready to be absorbed by the plants.
That's awesome.
So, this is what I'm talking about. Like, a lot of people say people have gardening, they don't work out. It's because this is a complicated logistical process that goes on over many months. You have to, plan things out in a sequence and know what's going to happen, and if you want any success at all. So, you're a lot better. Composting in a pile in your drum, rotating, you get all years. My grinder, I have a 2-horse grinder. I run stuff through that thing. I make compost in 45, 50 days.
Heck yeah.
Because it's already, practically pulverized to start with.
What are you growing?
Vegetables. All different types.
Oh, fruits.
What?
No fruits?
The problem with fruits is you get an oasis in the desert effect with fruit trees. All right, fruits are delicious to eat by everything, not just humans. Okay, insects know this too.
Alright,
And so if you have one fruit tree growing in an area surrounded by things that are a lot less good than fruit to eat, they eat all your trees get really diseased. So if you want to grow fruit, it's like go big or go home. You got to plant 5 or 6, a half tree. Like you need, you really do need kind of like at least like a mini orchard. Like I've never seen anyone who had really successful fruit trees in their property that did not have at least 4. So
Uncle's got hang these things that hang. And he's
Right.
growing strawberries on them.
those are
We'll
delicious.
see what happens.
I would say the best plants to start for gardeners who have a little piece of property is growing wild blackberries and raspberries.
Yeah.
You
Oh,
bury
those are
pricker
good.
bushes.
Mm.
They grow
Dom-
really well.
Dom and his wife had some of those in their backyard.
Oh, it's
And
so
they're
huge,
amazing.
too, dude.
They're amazing. They're like better than you can buy in the store.
Yeah, definitely.
Very good.
Oh yeah.
Tart.
Oh, you're not even just the tart ones. You can plant the sweet black raspberries. I got a patch growing out by the shop I work at that I've been doing cultivating for a better part of a half decade, you know. And I mean, we pulled at least 10 quarts off it this year,
Wow.
and it's also a security fence.
Okay,
That
yeah.
makes sense.
That's awesome. Now I'm getting hungry.
Yeah, true. Should have brought some fruit. Got much fruit at
Versus
home.
berries and
Yeah,
oh
yeah.
man.
Well, you guys can talk. I can run to the store and get some. Well,
Oh man.
so let's talk about what y'all done this weekend.
This weekend, huh? What is it? 30th? Is it 30th this weekend? 30th?
I don't know about this weekend, but last weekend it was 26.
Oh yeah. So it's gotta
Let's
be.
add 7.
Got a pool party. Pool party on
Pool
Saturday.
party.
There's a
like-
pool party?
Yeah.
Where at?
Out in Mequon.
Really?
What's
Yeah.
going on out there?
Josh Papia's pool party. Everybody show up.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Oh,
man.
He's renting out the county pool somewhere. I don't know. For all his boys. He's a union.
He's renting out the Mequon County county
I don't know
pool,
if it's the county pool. He's renting out some
like a public municipal
like a
pool.
public pool. Yeah.
That's hilarious.
But
Oh,
yeah,
that's pretty cool.
he's
They
good.
rent out yards and parks and.
I've always wanted to have a pool party. Get a bunch of like pool tables and put it around the edge of a
I
pool.
wanna have a
Pool
youth
party.
pool party.
Oh man.
You know. No, you know, ever since I discovered the nudie tubs,
Yeah.
yeah, I've been like, yeah, this is what life should be like. Now let's get back to nature, who we are, Adam and Eve. You know, before they ate the apple. Hey.
I don't think we need a culture and society with large amounts of people not wearing their shirts.
Oh, that's you. You know, that's just your opinion. I don't get offended by you know, flesh.
I'm not saying offended. I just think it would lead to some weird problems, and everybody to also have like. I mean, did you really want to like see boobs that have been exposed to the sunlight all the time? That's gonna ruin them. Like,
Yeah.
Oh, it never bothered me.
Hey, beauty's in the eye of the beholder.
it's true.
That's not really about
Sometimes you
beauty.
gotta let 'em
It's
out
about
there.
freedom. You know, for me,
Let 'em
it's
free.
about being free.
Yeah.
I just want to be free.
I just want to be free. It is. Yeah.
You know
Why
how
don't- why don't
some
you-
girls wear those big overall dresses and nothing underneath? It feels like, you know, I wish guys could wear something like that, because I'll put one once for Halloween. It feels like, you know, you're naked walking, you know?
It's called a kilt.
It feels,
Yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
well,
Get a
kilt
kilt, man.
still, you know,
That's
style
pretty heavy
hits your,
material.
it's like, it's
It's
kind
all
of thick.
scratchy.
It hits your thighs and knees, and you also wear stuff on over kilt, you
You
know,
don't have
like a
to.
shirt.
And I'd feel like a woman if it didn't come with a knife as part of the dress.
That's not dress. Yo, come on.
The guy swing state have a knife?
I got a hole for it.
Because there's this sound
Oh,
guy
yeah,
at
yeah,
this
the
place
sound
we
guy.
played in
Yeah,
Lakeville.
Yeah, they have like that jewel
I'm sure
thing
he
they
rocks
wear
them
in
all
the
the
thing.
time.
And it has like a
T-shirt
gutting
and kilts.
knife. It's like a
It's
hooked.
Yeah. Heck yeah. He's got the little badge thing in front.
Yeah, that badge has a knife inside of it.
Oh, that's where.
That's
he
what I'm
keeps it.
talking about.
Alright.
Yeah,
Alright.
it has like a gutting hook in it, so like you can
Nice.
like
Oh,
put it underneath a kilt. And
Wow.
That's
Sweet.
Always
yeah.
prepared.
yeah. The Scots are
Gotta be.
crazy people.
Scottish.
So are most people.
No, they do
Yeah.
not.
Humans in general.
Yeah.
Yeah, no doubt. Especially women folk. I'm just kidding.
No, they're just insane. They're just not
That's
crazy.
what they say. That's what they say.
Who's they?
The people.
Everybody always says they.
Yeah.
That's
Let's find
true.
out who they are.
I want to open a business called
They are
They.
that little part of you that you don't want to admit exists. That's who they are.
Yeah. Oh man.
So tell us some more about Billy Dreamer.
Yeah, so I heard you guys the song you played, your second one you played, and it sounded like you had a lot of southwestern influence in there.
Southwestern.
Yeah, like the chords, like it was like you had like some.
Oh, it's
Mexi-
definitely some cowboy chords.
You had some like Mexican style chords to start with, but then you played them faster than the typical. Like I'm not talking cowboy, I'm talking like mariachi style, like
Yeah.
mournful Mexican,
Nice.
slow
I mean,
music,
never
but you
heard
played
of
them
that.
fast.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I like the way you
I don't, I
described
don't,
that.
I don't know what the style is called, but
Yeah, I don't know. What are your influences?
Oh, yeah.
Joe? I mean, we were always more.
Ole!
Yeah.
I don't know.
People have
Very-
described us as like '90s rock, but I mean, like we're.
I always think it kind of sounds like Bad Religion.
I don't know if we're
Josh's
so
voice.
much Bad Religion.
Well, just your voice kind of reminds me,
Was-
or maybe the Boston.
So is there an actual female terrible inspiration for that song, or was it? What is it? Just,
Yeah,
Oh,
let's
for
get into it.
you-
which one?
you-
79?
For 79.
One
yeah.
you love and you don't love anymore.
I think so, but I think I wrote that like in high school or something.
Oh, so it's not really that bad. Okay.
So it was probably like just over dramatic.
At least he's honest about it. Yeah, that song's just over dramatic.
Yeah.
Everybody feels that way for a day.
Yeah.
At least, sometimes for a couple years. I mean, depends. Shit.
Hell yeah.
A little bit maybe the whole time. You ever hear of a movie, Microphone? It's about like the underground music scene in Egypt. It's not a documentary. It's I don't know. I saw it at the film festival, and it's some guy who he's from Egypt and he goes overseas or whatever, and he comes back and he's trying to get his old girlfriend, and it's kind of like a side story till he's trying to get this concert together for these people because the government's oppressive, and it's a good movie. I'd highly recommend it. But there's like a line. There's a little piece of sadness that that never goes away, that you always have and you always take with you. Like that's kind of.
That was deep.
Well, yeah, I didn't make it up. It's a good movie.
Is that a Joel Sobrowitz quote?
No. I wish it was. But yeah, I took it with me. Good flick.
Heck yeah.
Is it Egyptian?
I think it was all subtitled,
Maybe they have it
and
here.
the music in it was absolutely fantastic. It was phenomenal music. Man, like it's a, I don't know, it's just a really good movie.
Egypt is going through a pretty crazy time right now.
Yeah, it actually came out the day those riots started.
They just
In
elected
Egypt.
a new president, and he has a video on the internet,
Yeah.
which it's just straight crazy. He's talking about how like his new capital is going to be like Jerusalem, and he like makes some song up about like Jews having trusty eyes and that's why they sleep or something like that.
Frosty.
Distrustful eyes.
Oh,
Like I mean, he basically gets on stage and says a bunch of obvious anti-Jewish, anti-Semitic stuff.
Like Hitler.
But it's really funny is like how the crowd is not like as eager to go along with it. Like imagine like a Hitler rally where like the Nazis, instead of going like yeah, they were just kind of like I don't know. So I don't think is Egypt's gonna
Come on, guy. The Jews, they suck.
yeah, and they're like
He likes the charisma.
yeah, he was not a good performer either.
Oh, it's a military guy, right? Like
No, he's the new president. This is the new president
I
of Egypt.
think it's Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah, he is part of the Muslim Brotherhood.
Yeah,
Like,
they
maybe
are
I think
kind
so.
of.
I'm not judging him by his convention. I'm just judging this guy
Yeah.
getting on stage and acting like a total lunatic.
Yeah.
And he's like now the leader of like what, the 40th most powerful country in the world? Maybe somewhere.
40th?
Yeah, maybe farther down than that.
They farther. Egypt is large.
They got the pyramids.
Yeah, but pyramids don't.
Civilization points for
Pyramids
having
really
wonder-
don't give you much in the
wonder
way
of
of political power. Like the crystal array or supposed whatever that may
Yeah,
or
don't
may
tell
not
that
be.
to the aliens. Man.
That's not on there anymore. Yeah.
Hey, talk about that Millennium Falcon they found.
Oh yeah, they found
He finds out all kinds of
they
stuff.
found a ship. Oh, some ship. I'm just saying I'm very skeptical. They found a radar image underneath, I believe, the Caspian Sea. Okay, some European researchers did with that appears to be very artificial in origin, and it appears to be a ship of some kind. Okay, but it's flat. Some I think I want to say. I'm not sure the country.
Okay.
It was some researchers from an Eastern European country.
Okay.
Yeah, and then they found this ship in the Caspian Sea, and it's long and flat, and it looks kind of like the Millennium Falcon, and it has like a trail that crashed into the water, like a trough.
Oh, really?
that-
Like,
Like,
it was
yeah.
skimming the ground?
Yeah.
Or the ocean floor or whatever?
Yeah. So I mean, I'm not totally sure. I haven't really confirmed the story that much, you know. So. Yeah,
Where's
it
it
might
gonna go to?
it might not be true at all, but there is a couple cool pictures on the internet of this craft ship that looks suspicious like a Millennium Falcon, but it flies backwards. Its points fly behind it.
Oh, okay.
But it's about the same size as the Falcon too. So
Huh.
if we go down there and find like a fossilized Chewie,
Right.
I don't even know what I would think. I would have to totally change my opinions of George Lucas.
Right. Yeah.
You know what's funny about that George Lucas, man, is he uses words like from all, like he must have traveled that area. It's
Right.
like Akbar, Admiral Akbar. Like, no, I think the guy you were talking about, the president of Egypt or whatever, isn't his name Akbar?
No, that's nothing else they said in the video. They said Allah Akbar, okay,
Yeah.
which means I believe God is great in Islam. It's like like every jihadist says Allah Akbar, but not everybody who says Allah Akbar is a jihadist. You know,
Okay, I got
you know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like that's not really. That's kind of like a neutral, like God is great's just a Muslim saying.
Like Assalamu alaikum.
Yeah, something like that. So
Interesting thing about the word Allah, it means God, right? But if you look at it at the syllables, you might like this. There's al and there is la.
It's like a.
And al means like the,
Okay.
and la means negative. Not like anti, but not
yin
this,
yang?
not that. It's like,
Like in
not
between?
isness. Not physical, not. It's like a negation. So
alright.
it's like Allah Akbar is like the great.
The thing that's not.
That's not
Okay.
it. That's not us. It's not it. Is, you know.
Interesting.
Yeah.
I was just thinking like ah and la. Oh, I guess you'd have Allah when you say it. Like if you split it down the middle, la is like owl. You know what I mean? Allah.
Yeah. I used to live in Russia, and on the floor above us was like a really bitch of a woman. Her name was Allah. Allah is the bitch.
Allah upstairs is the bitch.
we apologize to any Muslim viewers out in the audience.
I'm not talking about Islam. I'm talking about Allah upstairs.
It's about words.
Right.
It's etymology. Etymology out. Where must
So you got any more songs for us, or?
Sure. You can do another one.
You guys can I'm gonna get you some tea.
Get a little tea. Oh,
Okay.
thanks, buddy.
Little chamomile tea.
Sneak.
Chamomile tea.
I like roof tea.
What's this?
This one I just came up with.
Okay, cool. Experimental piece.
I call it Stairway to Heaven.
Yeah, that might be it.
We need a sign.
Right. No, stay away here. No. What are we doing?
Grab my picker.
Alright, so next one I'm gonna do is a little song.
I mean,
called,
take your time. The producer is now outside
discussing it before.
having a
Chili Chill's left the
conversation
building.
with. Yeah, Chili Chill's literally left the building. He's having a conversation with people on the sidewalk. So
Yes.
You know, I told Josh's mom we were coming to the chili show, and she told me to bring a spoon and a bowl.
Why is it my mom?
It's gotta be
Mom
somebody's
has to be
mom.
involved.
a
I just
spoon
met
and a
Chris.
bowl.
It couldn't be the chili show.
Oh, okay.
It's a whole
Wow!
joke.
Wow!
The
Yeah,
joke really goes.
yeah.
Your mom's
Never a
so
dull
dumb.
moment. Yes.
I told her it was chilly outside, and she ran outside with a bowl and a spoon.
Funny,
I
funny.
was thinking of that all day. So
Simple minds here in Billy Dreamer.
So how long have you guys actually been band together?
I've been like just over a year. June 1st was my first show.
Yeah.
How many people are in the band in total?
Right now, 3. We've had multiples in and out through the years, but
This
we've
guy's
been
went through
doing it
about
since
20
Right.
members.
What does the other person play? What's his name?
drums.
Yeah.
Like
Got-
he usually
got a
plays,
three
he
piece
plays
now.
bass now.
Yeah,
Like
just switched to
okay.
bass. So
yeah.
tonight will be my second time.
Are you playing bass tonight?
Yeah.
Okay.
I play the harmonica and the saxophone myself.
Nice.
Bring one with you.
What? I do have a harmonica, yeah.
Fuck around with it. Scrap or mess around with it.
I don't think it matters.
I guess not. I don't know.
But
Depends what key it's in. I guess. I don't know. Maybe it might be too. No. Next time.
alright, this song's called "Don't You Come Around Here." Is that what we're doing?
Yeah. Yeah. Sure.
Okay.
All right. It's a love song.
This guy. This guy right.
I can say don't ever come around here, but to tell you the truth, it would all fall to pieces. Never mind what I say, 'cause it's all in my head. Yes, it's all in my head. What is wrong with this picture? I think I know, but I would gladly just fix it. No one will know, and now 2 things the same. It's not running away when lie in your grave. Let me out, punch my lights out, punch my lights out. Let's go, turn the music down and shut your mouth. This is getting old. I can say don't ever come around here, but to tell you the truth, you go great with this beer. Never mind, it's so true. There's no getting to me if it's getting to you. What is wrong with this picture? I think I know, 'cause the static is sinister. Laughing in madness, just go insane. It's not running away, but I'll lie in this grave. Let me out, punch my lights out, punch my lights out. Let's go, turn the music down and shut your mouth. This is getting old. I can say don't ever come around here, but no. Oh, I can say don't ever come around here, but no.
I like that one too.
That's a newer one, sort of.
Yeah. My girlfriend likes the part where the punch my lights out part. She says the whole
She
whole
wants to
song should
punch
be
me.
like that.
She wants to punch me.
I don't know about that.
I think
she just has,
she secretly wants to.
she has a lot of deep down anger. I don't know. Don't we all?
Funny.
Hey, Aunt Joe. Hey, Mom. Hey, Dad. Hey, hey, Grandma. Hey, Dad. Hey, Paterskas.
It's a good family shout out there, Joe.
Hey, Kyle. Hey, Paul.
Hey, Kyle! Oh, poor Kay. He's gone.
He's got fruit dishes to make.
Yeah, he's
You know.
he's turned into like Frank from old school. He might go to Bed Bath & Beyond. He doesn't know if he'll have time, but like seriously, that has become his life.
That's so sad. Like,
But we love him, you know.
I've seen guys get there like
Very
that.
good basis. Very solid.
Yeah, he's a good man. We used to
Realizing
play.
more and more.
We used to be in a band, Mary Kelly.
The more I mess
It
up.
was like a 2-piece punk band from Waukesha many years, and
You got,
yeah,
you got kids and wife and the kids now or something?
yeah, sort of.
Nah. He's just got like a job in school. And
He's a job, school, girlfriend. He's all booked up.
He's getting domesticated.
Yep. So that's all right.
settling in.
He'll wait till we get rich or something, and he'll be like, "What up, dude?"
Yeah,
He's
he'll be
waiting for the right
He'll be all right.
moment. to come on back.
You're gonna see him in VH1 in 20 years talking about how you kicked him out of the band.
Yeah, he's like, they kicked me out, man. I wrote all the songs.
I mean, because I have never heard. Have you ever heard a story about somebody in a famous band who was like, "Yeah, I used to be in that band, but they suck, so I left."
Yeah.
And then they got huge with that. It's got to have happened at some point.
Well, like-
I've never heard that story.
Even
No.
like Pete Best. You
Well,
know, from the Beatles,
everybody in a
like,
big band.
but he
probably.
got booted. Pete got booted.
I
He did-
suppose.
Yeah, like they were like, "You suck, Pete. Get out of here."
Oh man. What
Which
about
one?
that dude from
I don't know why.
Fleetwood Mac that just killed himself?
Oh yeah.
Did he leave Fleetwood Mac or did he get kicked out?
I think when you check out, you check out.
because he was like, I'm out.
Yeah. I think when you kill yourself, you have issues larger than your band.
Well, no, he was
wanted to
already
get
out. I
burden
mean, like,
on his
he
wife
got out
because
in,
he
like,
had
the
a disease
70s.
or something.
Yeah, he didn't
Oh.
want to be a vegetable.
So
and,
he-
like he just shot himself in the chest.
Oh, okay.
Whatever. I mean,
Well, yeah. He didn't want to.
hope I wouldn't have to make that decision.
Oh, dude, I'd
who
probably do the same thing.
I would not.
I don't want to be trapped in my mind.
I would-
like,
I-
it's a horrible place.
I would advocate death by exposure before I would advocate suicide. Like the old school natives did, you know. Grandpa's getting old. You send him out on the ice floe and
Oh,
send him out, or you know, like the.
Send him out for a long, excruciating death
Or
instead of a
look,
short one.
there's no moon. There's no moon, and we live in a jungle. I guess 80-year-old Grandpa, it's time for him to wander around the woods with no shoes.
Yeah, that's true.
I heard a jaguar out there. You better be careful, Grandpa. Oh, yeah.
You remember how to play the acoustic version of that?
So you guys normally play electric in your shows?
Yeah. We're normally electric. I mean, we do handfuls of acoustic shows. Like, there's some really good acoustic places to play in Milwaukee, like Brewing Grounds. Where else do we usually play acoustic shows? Bremen Cafe, we're playing tonight.
Brewing ground, brew, you said?
Yeah, go to Brewing Grounds, everyone out there. We got to
Yeah.
keep them afloat.
It
Have
is
you
a
considered-
duty, or no? What do they call it? Not a duty free, but a
No,
duty
they're like
free.
a free trade
Free
co-op
trade, that's what-
coffee house thing. Like,
Yeah.
This is
They got
definitely a
vegan-
duty-free area,
Vegan
too.
bakery in there.
huh?
They got vegan cupcakes and.
Yeah, they just got this little bakery case now, too.
Is it a new bakery that opened up?
No, it's Brewing Grounds for Change on
Brewing
Farwell.
Grounds. Yeah, that's the one.
They just got like a bakery case in it with like all these vegan goodies and all this good stuff, cupcakes and pies, and cookies. Oh yeah.
I have a real hard time taking cops seriously on bicycles. Like, I understand that they're police officers with badges and guns. You know what I mean?
They can
But
still be
but they're
good.
still like hard-ass looking men with shorts.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yes,
mean?
you get picked up.
What?
You don't need to lean over. You get picked up. This is hard. This is good mic.
Oh.
So you don't need to lean.
Oh, I see what
towards
you're
the
saying.
mic.
I'm
Yeah, but bike
staticking
cops,
out.
man, they got
Yeah,
more
yeah,
lung
yeah.
power. They'll chase it down.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Hey,
Sorry.
I raced
I'm
one of those
afraid of
cops on my
this
bike
website.
in Kalamazoo.
Really, you guys
Yeah.
are racing?
Oh no, he was riding around. I was like, I want to race you, and he's like, I'm on duty, and I was like, does that mean you're afraid, or you just don't, or you're like,
Push
you tried
those
to be,
buttons.
you tried to be responsible, and he's like, no, I'm trying to be responsible. If you want to race, you can come back at 6 o'clock. I'll
Oh,
race
nice,
you.
nice.
A lot of the cops have silent hubs on their bike. You know how your bike makes the click 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 noise when you go?
Oh, okay.
A lot of them have silent hubs, so they can just like sneak up on you.
There
like,
you go. That
Ninja
makes
bike,
sense.
yeah, they do have ninja bikes.
Sweet. Yeah, that would suck.
Oh yeah. All you kids sitting in there in your car and
Watch out for the quiet cops.
keep an eye on that rear view.
I mean, all right. So you're in a vehicle, and like a cop like is on a bike and pulls a siren out of his pocket, puts it on top of his head,
No, yeah, I
his
don't think-
helmet. Do you have to stop?
Bike cops can't pull you over,
I
can
mean,
they?
legally.
Oh yeah,
They got
oh,
radios. They all got radios.
no, bike cops will pull over. I've got personally. I've got pulled over by a bike cop.
In your car.
You. That's what they do. What are you gonna do when a cop points at you and points at the side of the
He's
road?
just fucking take
Pointing his
off.
finger at
Yeah.
me, and that's
And
the
then-
side of the road right now.
At least you know he can't catch you on the bike, you know, if you're in the car.
I just want to see one that has like flashing lights on his helmet. Like I
Oh, I'm sure they
That would
got
be
something
funny.
like that for nighttime.
Sounds like something Jim Carrey would have. Like,
yeah, the red
bike cop.
the red and blue flashing like bike cop, you know. But they are actually better because then you keep climbing off the sidewalk, you know.
Yeah.
Bike cops are a lot more friendly and
Oh, right, in
like
this
they
neighborhood,
talk
yeah.
to talk to you and they keep the
Good
things.
Yeah,
I like
they know
bike cops.
They know what they're doing. They're on a bike. Oh yeah.
So you guys want to hear another
yeah,
song?
cops. We got a long relationship.
Yeah.
They don't
It's
like
mostly
me,
your
and
fault.
I kind of like don't mind them. But
Can
they
we
always
establish
bother
it's
me.
mostly your fault?
It's almost my fault.
I think. All right, so let's look at the correlation between your daily alcohol intake and your negative interactions with police officers.
I bet you there's a correlation.
I think there's a very strong correlation.
Whenever I'm sober, that don't bother me, but they don't like me drinking for some reason.
Shocking, shocking.
I don't get it.
It's because you go up to them when you're drunk and you leave
Just
them
don't
alone.
care. It's like, what up?
You see, he goes up to cops to get arrested. He's like, "Hey, I'm gonna lip off to you and cause trouble, and so you can arrest me. I saw you from 200 yards away and decided I really wanted to go to jail."
That's pretty much what happened. I used to be getting arrested every couple of times a week. When I was homeless, I used to drink a lot.
Oh, that's the way to do
But I
it.
would never get arrested when I'm sober. I don't have any arrest records when I'm sober.
I don't think they keep
I'm
track
down
of
The
that.
press arrested like 200 times.
That would be a hilarious
Need a
statistic.
place to
see.
sleep? Gotta do what you gotta do.
I don't know, I didn't mind.
Yeah.
It would be a hilarious statistic to see on a rap sheet. Times arrested drunk to times arrested sober. Like it's in
Yeah.
2 columns. This guy, he's not a problem. He's been arrested 75 times wasted. His blood alcohol's 0.04. Let him go. What about the guy who only gets arrested sober? This guy, he gets drunk and lays in a field. Like, I know a friend like that. That man, he goes to jail. He gets arrested. He drinks and passes out. He does not go anywhere. He does not cause trouble when he is drunk. He causes all of his trouble when he is sober.
Yeah, that's what you gotta do.
All right.
The alcohol will make you feel
I've
good.
learned to stay away from trouble.
Yeah.
Trouble as follows.
I don't know, like, yeah, it smells. You just smells, you just walk away. But I used to be quite adventurous, not care, but
Sometimes
growing
you
up,
gotta get,
yeah, you gotta grow up.
I've always
find
thought
girls,
trouble.
you gotta find the trouble sometimes.
I've always thought I've always thought trouble would be a great name for a girl.
And then you go to trouble. Hey, what a day.
Who's on first?
You want to date trouble?
Yeah, it's like, let it know.
I feel like I could give all my daughter's potential suitors a warning. You know what I mean?
I can make it his middle name. You know, it's like, hey, you know, I'm Jill, but my middle name is Trouble.
We'll just do the chords, yeah.
I don't know.
Or you do the lead. And then yeah.
That's pretty nice.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, boy.
We'll probably
Billy, Dreamer.
we can play maybe one more or something, and we'll we gotta do some flying, but
All right.
The punk rock chick. Look for a flyer with the punk rock mohawk chick. Black
yeah.
and white.
So once again, we got a couple
Chain.
shows tonight at
Chain.
Bremen
That's some bunkers
Cafe.
Right there, Sydney. They sure to give it to them. See
Yeah.
that guy up there in purple?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he says I'm a like old school punker from the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He is,
His
or
name
you
is
are?
Angelo.
Angel.
Yeah, he used to be hanging out at the Node. Remember the Node? That was a 24-hour coffee shop
Oh yeah.
on North
Oh, yeah,
Avenue,
yeah, yeah, I've
downtown.
been there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
where I met him like back in the days. He recognized me.
Cool.
Well, yeah, we'll spread the love. But we're then at Friday Brood Cafe with Dead Morticians and Low Level Clouds. It's gonna be a most excellent show.
And it's free.
Yeah.
Don't bring your own booze though,
Well, you can if you hide it.
if you're good at it.
All right, this last song we're gonna do for you is called "Return of the Jerk." It goes a little something like this. Some people call me the gangster of love. Some people call me the jean jacket jerk. Some people just don't understand, baby, how we can make it work. Cause you say that you wanna be friends, no sugar, and that's alright with me. When I get you out where I want you, baby, then I know you're with me. Make it my concern, you looking for that touch. Make you feel the burn, but first I'll make you blush. Make you blush, girl. Now you're saying that you don't know what you want, honey, you're confused. Let me let you in on a little secret that
Oh yeah.
Hey.
Thank you, Chili Chill and River West Radio for
Thank
having
you,
us.
Billy Jimmer.
Oh,
Joel
yeah.
and Josh. Hey.
Tonight, Brute Cafe,
Yeah, we'll
7
probably
p.m.
No, that's tonight at the Bremen.
Oh.
That's
many
that's a
games
flyer
are
for Friday.
That's Friday.
Friday. food.
Brute Cafe, 7
Stop out
p.m.
for Summerfest if you're going. Catch a flyer down. That's how we're gonna get you. You're gonna stop, have some coffee, see us, go down to Summerfest, have a good time.
Who wants to go see Summerfest?
Yeah, screw Summerfest. Just hang out in River West.
Summerfest hasn't been cool in years, and we all know it.
That's the new motto. Community motto.
Sad truth.
What?
Summerfest hasn't been really cool in years. It just got too pricey. It got to the point.
It got really pricey.
It got to the point where I couldn't go down there and have a good time for $15, and that's
Gotta
$20.
Have a hamburger before we go.
You gotta improvise.
Stop at Wendy's. You're gonna eat Wendy's at Summerfest. You're
What
good.
days and a great promotion. So
Yeah.
take advantage of them.
Heck yeah.
So
All right, thanks, Joe.
Yeah.
we will,
Later, guys.
Josh, bye.
For Saturday, for this Saturday.
Take care.
I made a
Oh.
donation. So yes, I get in free, $16 value.
Not bad.
Summerfest, the prices keep going up, but well,
You know, one year,
really went up.
the 1 year
Last year
beers
they
didn't go up. They made them 4 ounces smaller.
Last
You're
year,
like the price didn't go up.
last year they didn't go up, and the gate admission didn't go
So,
up. Last year. It went up $1
yeah.
a day.
Now Billy Jimmer is gone,
$1 for.
and it's you and me, Chris. No
I'm
more
sorry.
music.
I was texting my dad for a second.
You go text your dad, and I'm gonna talk about something.
I'll be done.
When I talk about things.
So let's get together sometime and do so, like rehearse something before I come on. I wasn't even playing it.
Oh.
Sitting in, I was in the area because I got to stop. You know, I'm at the party.
Oh, okay.
At Bremen. You could announce this if you want. I
Yeah,
don't know.
come on, announce it yourself. Sit by microphone. Say,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. All right.
I didn't know if you were gonna go back to the solos.
Say up here, cause I can say it for you, but it'd be so much better if you say it.
Oh, go ahead.
Okay.
Just announce Edgar Allan Cash is performing.
So we have. What's your name after that?
Jeff Cat. Just
Jeff Cat, right?
Jeff Cat.
Yes.
My band.
Jeff Cat stopped by, and he's a member of Edgar Allan Cash, and they're gonna have Big Bang annual 15th annual 40th birthday bash. Oh, that's yours. That's
That's
birthday.
right.
Yeah. Are you turning for 40? Yeah.
55.
He's turning
Yeah,
55. No, where does it say 55?
It's
40.
his 15th annual 40th birthday bash. Get it?
Oh, you stuck on. Okay. Ooh.
Later, guys.
I haven't drank my coffee. And they didn't have my roots tea. So here we go. Jeff Cat's 15th annual 40th birthday bash at Bremen Cafe on July 19th, 2012 from 4 to 9 p.m. Edgar Allan Cash.
Performing. We're planning to perform from 6 to 9, but I didn't put it down there because it's not definite. But just say Edgar Allan Cash is going to be performing from 6 to 9.
All right, I'll
And
try.
nobody's going to know anyway whether, that day anyway, how late we play or not. It's the party's from 4 to 9, so,
Yeah,
pretty much-
you guys
it's
got
pretty
a
much
party.
Up there, whenever we want to play, we'll play. It's Edgar Allan Cash, so.
Yeah, you
we'll
guys
play-
run River West.
We'll play 2 or
in
3
Bremen
sets,
Cafe.
I'm sure. Like
Yeah.
we always do.
Yeah, I always enjoy your shows.
Yeah, good band. I like singing.
Very
Almost as
original.
much- even more than I like playing the harmonica. I'll get
Seven
you one of
C,
these.
talk a little bit. Come on.
He has to go enjoy that BTO album we got right there.
Yeah. I suppose I can. Am I on?
Yeah,
Am
you're
I-
on. You don't need to be too close.
Okay.
You're fine as
Alright.
you are.
Okay.
Yeah, this is on.
Yeah, y'all. I have a radio show here on Wireless Virus, the Wireless Virus Archive show on River West Radio, on Sundays from 4:30 to 6 p.m. I play for the most part. Our former incarnation of this radio station was flying under the radar back in the day. I would say like 1999, 2000, 2001, 2002, right around there. And we used to do benefit shows because we didn't really have any advertising back then because we were flying under the radar. But so we did like quite a few radio station benefit shows with quite a few bands that are probably defunct now. But so every Sunday we dig out some of those old archival tape recordings. Last week played set from the legendary Joe R. Also Coventry Jones, who is one of the few artists that I have that's still around that I have recordings of. In the future, I actually have a recording of the band here, Edgar Allan Cash, which will be performing.
The original ones?
It's the original lineup of the band. Yeah, I have a recording them from. It's not actually from Quarters, but it's Trash Fest. One of the Trash Fests, probably like 1999, I think. But
is it still going on, Trash Fest?
Yeah, I don't know when it's going to happen this year, but I can find out. Yeah, they have it every year. Now it's just one day. Pretty much used to be back like 5 years ago. It used to be like two day event.
Oh, really?
You know, it used to be like Cactus Club. I remember playing the Cactus Club and the Parabelts. That was like the only other band I was ever in. It was the only Trash Fest I ever performed in. That's
Explain what Trash Fest is, because a lot of people don't know. I've only been to one.
It's kind of like you kind of it's the worst of the worst, and then whoever is the worst of the worst, or the best of the worst of the worst. And
so whoever is the most trashiest, or the most...
You know, you can always tell if you're getting confetti and wadded up paper and cardboard thrown at you while you're performing. If you get it, you know, more than the other bands, then you're probably going to win. You know, so it's like the worse you are, the better.
Yeah,
you know, that's why they call it Trash Fest, because of all that garbage. You know, it's a Milwaukee institution actually. So if you I will announce when I find out when the date of this year's Trash Fest is. I will announce it, and I'll probably post it on Facebook. But yeah, most of these old recordings from the old Wireless Virus the live performances were at Quarters.
Tell me about this Wireless. What was it?
It was a pirate radio station.
Was it AM, FM?
FM. It was an FM,
in
yeah.
River West?
Yeah, based right across the street, or not right around the corner. 104.5.
How long did it last?
A few years. I think it ran from like 1998 to like 2003. Well, it ran like close to 5 years. Don't quote me on that. Legal issues. Because it's underground. Yeah. It was a pirate radio station. So.
Right, so it was illegal. And
it wasn't. It was illegal. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So. That's
nowadays it's legal. It's legal. So I don't know why this is not FM yet.
They're working on that.
Yeah, I know they are.
Yeah, they will. The rumor I hear is we're going to be have an FCC license by the fall. So.
All right. Yeah. That sounds great.
So, but that's just a rumor. I'm not gonna, don't pin me down on that one either. But. Yeah, but...
Yeah, well, we got all these disclaimers now.
Oh, yeah.
This is new.
Yeah, I've been reading the disclaimer since a couple weeks ago now, since I've seen them. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I'm glad. That's a good thing they're taped down to the table, because I'm almost positive not everybody's reading them, but you never know. Yeah. Well, I only saw one copy of it, and it was taped over there, and I had to pull it down so I could read it. Mm-hmm. So I didn't have my glasses with me, but... this is a good thing. I never really use the table when I'm here anyway, but that's it. It's nice to think that, nice to know that there's taped on there, just in case they run out of copies.
I mean, this is becoming more and more like a real machine for...
Maybe you'll get an on-air light one of these days. Get an on-air light one of these days.
Yeah, well, tomorrow is Wednesday. We can come up here at meeting and... give a recommendation, suggestion. And they'll probably say, well, if you bring a light, then we'll put it on. That's how it goes. I'm planning on buy a nice camera and a nice thing that you can screw it on and you can attach it without having all the problems.
Yeah.
It's like there's special octopus things.
Well, that's
this camera is kind of...
That's all right.
Well,
You know.
it's nice to be seen.
But now you
too,
can't,
know?
you can't. Nobody, everybody's seeing the, you know.
Yeah.
Listen,
Then it becomes
they
more
can
of a
point it
video.
out where everybody can see the street and people walking by and stuff. Yeah, that's cool. So yeah, so a lot of these concerts were live shows. Benefit shows were recorded at Quarters, just right around the corner here. Quarters Rock and Roll Palace.
It's a palace.
It's a rock and roll palace. Yes, most definitely. I've had some great times there over the years. Yeah.
That's some really odd times. I've seen the real spirit of rock and roll at the Quarters.
Yeah.
You know, stuff that you don't get to see in ordinary places.
No, that's true. That's true.
Yeah, which is what it's
I've
all
seen
about. You know, life.
quite a few bands there. Great bands. And luckily for me, I knew I had a reason too. When back in the day when I recorded all these, archived all these live shows. You know, I knew if someday I would have use some use for them, and this is now. You know, I can remember very well. I would usually on majority of them would play like rebroadcast them on the air. The show, when my show came up, the next time I did my show after the benefit, I would play it once and then, file it away. So I got like all these case full of like live shows, cassettes, and so I'm just trying to go through them, pick out the best ones, and and bring them all to you. People
thank
out
you.
there
I'll-
listening to and watching this great radio station.
This is really great, though, man.
Yeah.
I haven't heard all the shows because
I
there's so
haven't heard
much
very many of
information
them.
out there.
Yeah.
But I'll keep an eye on for yours.
And it's just
It's
so
it
difficult
gets
to,
recorded too. You can always
to have
go
enough
and
time
check
to
everything.
have enough time to listen to all of them too.
But it's nice to hear there and to hear that,
Yeah.
this and that, to know what's going on.
Yeah.
And this is the real spirit of the people,
Yeah, it is.
not any propaganda that we get to hear everywhere else.
Yep. It's real, man. It's the happening thing right now, I guess.
You know,
I know I love doing a show on here, and I know I probably a little bit, I don't have a talk show like a lot of the people do, but I do have a live music show, and I in the future, like I mentioned the other day, I will also probably break from tradition somewhat and do some live performances that actually weren't recorded during that period at Quarters. In fact, I was just talking to the Danglers, and they have a live performance from I guess a month or two ago when they played Circle A. So we've got to get in touch with them, and they're going to get me a recording of it. So I'll probably be broadcasting that like within the next few
that'd be
weeks.
cool.
Yeah, we probably doing that. Yeah, I have some other stuff, some other live performances there weren't really, connected with the radio station itself, but I will probably have a live performance of the Janes back about early
that's back in the
90s,
days,
92.
They're still around, aren't they?
No, they broke up
Oh.
many years ago.
They
But
know their name.
they performed, I don't remember the exact date, but I think it was like 1992 or 1993, and they performed it at
I
Uptowner.
must have mixed up.
They played at Uptowner, so I actually recorded them there.
Did you record it with a tape deck?
It was a boombox, I think.
Boombox.
Yeah, back
Yeah.
then I wasn't really sophisticated. With Quarters it was different because they had a board, and you just I brought a deck and just plugged in and recorded, off the board, but back then when I was doing recordings, I was just like whatever the best, I was surprised that some of the recordings turned out as good as they did with the boombox, but they did, the recording that I got of the Janes turned out really good. So yeah, I will be playing that too sometime in the near future, but probably not as soon as the Danglers show from Circle A. So in fact, they just really played at Circle A on Saturday night, I'm actually hoping to get a recording of that because that was just a terrific show.
Is it mostly punk rock?
The Danglers?
Yeah.
No, they're yeah, it's kind of pinholder type of music, but it's well, it's upright bass, drums, drum kit, and violin, electric violin. So it's avant-garde, jazzy, progressive,
Oh, that's what
progressive rock.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, you don't have that.
No,
up?
I think yeah, I know something. The phone rang,
Yeah.
and I know I think it's this one, but I've never actually used the phone yet.
I haven't either. I never had any calls even on my show, you know. So I don't even know if anybody's like listening or watching because I don't get any phone calls. But I don't really take on air calls on my show because it's all like recorded live sets,
Yeah.
you know, versus
Oh, yeah, it would make
having a
sense.
talk show can be different, you know.
Hey, Angela, I was just talking about you to the guys.
Hello, audience.
Yeah.
Um,
Come
You
on
want-
by, have a seat up there.
yeah, I can have a seat up there.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
Yeah. You know, when I went to get me some tea during this broadcast, I met Angelo here, and
Yeah.
we met before at the
No,
old bar. Yeah. George Webb's too. The old, like old faces. They
Yeah.
always
We used to hang out.
connect.
I think you and I were homeless together at one point underneath the North Avenue Bridge.
Yeah.
camp out in that area?
Yeah. I remember
The
that
little
now.
fort that was built. Now look at the River West Trail. It's amazing. Are we live?
Yeah. Let's put this up.
Hello, everybody. Name's Angelo Di Nicola.
You don't need to be up close. Yeah, because this is.
Hello,
high,
everybody. Name's
You can be like, see how high I am? Yeah, you're fine. This is
I
high
wasn't
microphone.
sure
Yeah, this is good.
Everybody, can you hear me? This is
Actually,
Angelo.
like, get really
And,
close to the
Hold on a second.
But I don't have
All
mine
right,
set
Joe.
up that high. All right.
Good seeing you, man.
All right, Angelo.
Nice meeting you, Joe.
All right. Jeff.
Jeff, sorry.
Well, you know me,
I'm
man.
horrible
You're
with names.
young.
I just have
Jeff Katz.
Jeff
Yeah,
Jets.
dead morticians. I know these guys.
I'm a freelance
Thank you.
photographer. I've worked for Sports Illustrated in the past. A little crazy if you know that. But, you know, I'm an artist of all types. And if you want to buy my artwork, I will be selling some pieces in the fall to kind of make up for my lack of money. Which I'll have is a lack of money, as we know, with this government that we have. It's hard to find a job, and when you find a job, it's hard to keep a job sometimes. Me, I have a problem. It's called anger management. I feel like the Hulk. Hulk smash. So I'm glad to be on the radio with you. And we were discussing earlier when we were by the coffee shop how the changes since the 90s have happened ever since, 95, if you will, when they redid Brady Street, and how it's changed and evolved into such a beautifully artistic city. Not really so much Chicago suburb, as some people would call it, but our own place called home. We have Miller Brewery here. We have Harley Davidson here.
Yeah.
I was talking about leaving. If Harley leaves, I'm leaving.
I've always talked about living growing up, but nowadays I'm looking around Milwaukee and I'm
Milwaukee's
thinking to
home.
myself, it is home.
Yeah, I left
It's
Milwaukee to go to
beautiful.
Florida for a while. I got married, going through a divorce. And the thing I found is that when I left it, I came back for my honeymoon. I truly realized how much I missed it. And I had to come back.
Yeah,
I
and
had
it's
it
it's
this summer.
large. It's bigger than some countries.
It's, bigger than some countries. Assalamualaikum on that one. Life is good if you don't weaken, and if you keep a state of mind that you're in a positive way to help people and help yourself at the same time. It's good karma to be nice and helpful. It's bad karma to be, getting in fights, bar fights, shit like that.
Yeah.
Like we used to in the 90s.
Yeah.
We've grown old. We can't get into the fights we used to. We're in our 30s. The young 18-year-olds can do our whole job for us.
Well, I hope they stop. I hope they don't. Actually,
I
you
hope
know
they
what I'm
don't.
saying? You
Yeah,
know, it's better
exactly,
to
yeah. It's
get
better
education.
it's better to give a hug than to give a punch.
Yeah, I was doing poetry yesterday at Linneman's.
That's nice. I didn't know if the Limermans did it. I
Yeah,
remember the old Mosaic.
remember it was at it was
Mosaic.
by
The Mosaic. You remember that?
it was that place that closed down.
Mosaic.
Not Farwell. It was by
Downer, the Mosaic.
Downer. Mosaic?
That's it, the Mosaic.
Oh.
It had the piano lounge in it.
Yeah,
That was the Mosaic. I remember that right before I left Milwaukee.
Yeah, well, that place closed down because the owner, he was found to have pot, growing pot, and there's like a whole bunch of kids, like, shh.
Oops.
Yeah,
Bad idea. Can't do
yeah.
that. We're not Michigan yet.
So, I mean, I don't know. But now the poetry night that they had up there
At Lindeman's?
moved to Lindeman's on Mondays.
Okay, hey.
Every
I'll have to
Monday,
come down
7:30 until 11 or
I'll have
so,
to
they
come down
do
and
it.
write up some poetry.
Oh,
and
it is
definitely-
so lovely. I came by about a year ago,
Yes.
and I just fell in love. I haven't wrote since high school.
Yeah.
And then I listened to it, and I wrote a few poems. And you know, you write something, it's open mic.
It flows evenly with everybody, and it's poetically nice. But I'm going to have
Yeah.
to say good night and good day and whatever it is for you. I have my laptop next door, and Sleepy's using it, looking for a job. So I would like to get over there and get a cup of coffee.
Okay.
But I will be back eventually to finish up our conversation on
For sure.
the change in the city since the 90s.
All
Thank you
right.
very much for having me on the mic.
Yeah, no problem. Every Tuesday, 3:30 to 6.
Okay. hey,
Sometimes
I'll
I'm
be
a
here.
little late, though. All right.
Thank you.
Thank you. All right, Chris.
Well. Hold on a second. I'm going to bring him.
An intermission. Should I chill? Performs Om Mani Padme Hum Hri mantra.
I hope that was his wallet, not the last guy's.
Are you doing Mongolian throat singing? That's pretty impressive, actually.
Are you doing American burping?
Yeah, that's my style right there.
Hey, that's awesome. Can you burp the alphabet?
Yeah, but I have to have like sufficiently carbonated to do it. But yeah.
Yeah, I could never figure out how to do that. I'm like, I can burp. I can say, yeah. I'm gonna learn, actually it's not Mongolian, it's Tuvan. But Mongolian do it too.
I'm going to go put this in the mailbox. This isn't mine. It'll get delivered to the person that it is.
Okay.
The other guy who just was in here?
Yeah, I got to find him.
He's
this is
yeah, that's funny because I said it was hopefully it wasn't the other guys. We knew exactly what
this
it was.
is cat.
Keeping his money. I'm not going to keep his money.
This is
I'll go find him.
Jeff Katz.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His credit card's in here, but this I found.
All right.
So tell him his cards were there. I found it outside. That's near the refill.
Karma, get back at you, my friend.
But he has credit cards and stuff in there. I looked at it. I thought that was mine because I have one exactly like that.
Yeah.
So tell him that.
Okay, I will. Thank you. Boy, oh boy, how
There's a
karma
lesson right
works.
there. Sometimes by doing a good deed, you expose other people to temptation.
Yeah. See, tell what happened, because I saw
Yeah.
what happened.
There was a wallet sitting on the table here, okay? The last guy just left. I thought it was his. So I went out the door and gave it back to him. But it was the gentleman before him who left his wallet sitting here. So the guy I gave the wallet to returned it. So whose wallet is it?
Jeff Katz.
It's Jeff Katz's wallet. So
Yeah,
Jeff
if you
Katz-
see Jeff Katz, tell him
Tell
that
him
his
his wallet's
wallet is
down.
River West Video. Behind the counter. Safe.
with cash in it.
Yeah. uh, minus $2. That.
Hey, 5 out
Never
of
mind.
7.
Yeah,
ain't
5 out
bad.
of 7 is good enough. Yeah. Oh. Yeah. People, they got feelings. But see, the most beautiful feeling that can exist, and you're sort of Christian. You should
Sort
be.
of Christian? Not
You're
sort of Christian.
you're sort of Christian.
Nope, definitely Christian.
You cannot no, you cannot be definitely Christian because definite Christians they say Jesus is the only one, and He is my sins are forgiven through Him.
Right, definitely.
So the real like definite Christians they say I can go kill a bunch of people and then ask Jesus forgiveness.
But you can get forgiveness. Forgiveness is absolute and total. You're not saying anything I disagree with.
See, that's ridiculous. I think that's, it's like, man, if you have a clear conscious, okay, that's one thing. But if your conscience is guilty, then no matter if Jesus or Allah or Buddha forgives you, if your conscience is guilty, you ain't gonna forgive yourself. And it's, after all, your essence, who you are, your heart of hearts. Inside your heart, there's your essence that sees everything in a clear light.
Well, the Bible does teach Christianity with repentance. Okay, forgiveness comes through repentance.
Yeah, repentance.
You
but
don't get- you don't
yeah,
get-
I was like,
you don't
okay,
get forgiveness when
I
you
take your dollar from you. Oh, I'm sorry. But then they do something else. It's like
It's not repentance though. You're gonna
if
go
you
steal another dollar.
if you don't deal with the root of your downfalls, if you take a dollar and it's wrong. It's like if you take, you want to take $7 now, it's like it's wrong, so you put 5 back, but you take 2 because you really need it. Well, you don't really need it, but it's nice, because force of habits. It's like in Buddha we have, after you die, the only reason why you come back into a different body is because your soul, it likes being in a body. It has a habit of being in a body. So after you die, it's like it's looking for another body to inhibit because it feels the urge. It's like, I'm kind of lost without the body. I need a body. That's why you get, but it's also an ultimate truth, it's like if you got guilty conscience, if you're like a horrible person and you killed many, many people and you've done many horrible things like Hitler or whatever, right? Your soul is pure. Your essence of your soul is pure. Whatever your deeds that you've done, they cannot stain the soul.
Even Hitler is capable of being redeemed. Everyone, there's no sin.
Right. That's what I'm saying. That's what I'm saying. The soul by itself is pure.
Christianity teaches, man. That all sin is forgivable. All sin, every sin is forgivable.
Yeah, but it all comes from the heart.
People not know. All sin doesn't necessarily come
look
from
at
the heart.
trees. Where do trees come from?
Trees come from seeds.
Seeds. Where do you think the seed is?
Came from other trees.
No, seed of a being.
That's a difficult question. Beans don't really have
In
seeds.
look, well, if you look at if you look at yourself, okay, because you yourself is the best thing to study, because you can't just really study who esoteric stuff, the spiritual stuff by dissecting frogs or beings. You cannot find soul. It's not physical.
You're not going to discover you're not going to discover spirituality through scientific process.
No.
It's metaphysics. Yeah.
Right. And you can only look, the best subject for you is yourself. So you look inside yourself and see, who am I? What is this? Not who, like my thoughts come and go, but wait, where is this essence of me? Where's my seed? You'll find it. I mean, hey, I'm saying this is like my opinion, but it's not just my opinion. Listen to this. If you look, you will find it inside your heart, because this is where you are. Not inside your brain, your heart. Not inside your belly, your heart. Not inside your
Many,
pee-pee.
many cultures have believed the heart is communication of all human emotion. Okay? I mean, it's a question of, can you separate where personality and consciousness is in a person? No. It's not in a location. It's a property of a distributed network.
People change personality,
Right.
but the consciousness, it also changes.
Consciousness has various levels of consciousness.
But beyond all that, okay, consciousness is on something. Personality is on something. The seed is unchangeable.
That's definitely a hypothesis.
Not hypothesis. Logic and examination. If you look at yourself, okay.
I do not believe you've proven.
See, the
proven
thing
logical
is
existence of
that,
said seed.
huh?
I don't think you've conclusively proven.
Okay,
that seed
the
is
seed
logic.
is emptiness. For anything to be anywhere, there needs to be space for it to be in. Without the space, nothing can be.
But what is space? How does space be? What's space inside? How can
Space is limitless.
That just sounds like a cop out. So how?
Listen.
How is space?
It's logic. Look at space as space is, not with something in
Well,
space,
I don't even
but
believe in space. I believe in space time. So how can you tell me what space is a thing when I know
I'm
for
not
certain?
talking. I'm not talking about like physical outer space.
No,
I'm
I'm
talking about
space
just
in general.
like okay.
There's space in this room, but this space in this room is space-time. It's not space. There's not 3 dimensions. There's 4. The fourth is not distinguishable from the other 3.
Yeah, man. Is that your wallet?
That's my wallet. Thanks, guys.
So it's not Jeff
cool.
Katz.
Cool.
Oh man, you guys took the same.
No, it was a fat fee. Yeah, the fat guy took the $2. I'm sorry. He left, and I thought it was his wallet. He just left it and sitting there a long time.
He says he needed a refill.
What's that? Oh,
Yeah.
did you really take $2 on it?
He did.
Oh, fucking A, dude. Enjoy. Thanks.
No,
I was
not
gonna
me.
Give it to you for,
I did no, not me.
No, we
Oh.
didn't take. No, the fat guy
No.
came in.
Oh, really?
I returned your wallet. I thought he left. The guy, he was a guest
Yeah.
on the show.
Oh,
He
really?
left the wallet. I returned it. I thought it was his.
That's
you're
what
$2
happens,
out?
man.
He
Yeah.
turned it back. He's like, refill. So,
Tell him you're welcome if he comes back in.
all right.
And
I'll tell him to go to your show.
Thanks, guys.
Yeah.
Honesty, man, is so important.
It's
'Cause-
difficult. It's honesty's difficult.
Yeah.
Honestly. I mean,
Honestly, yeah.
It's
I started. I decided to be honest recently, and when I decided to be honest, I started catching myself on lies.
I feel like virtue is 95% of the time. Virtue is choosing between what is right and what is easy. Like most of the time. Oh, I'm banging the mic.
No, I'm just listening how it is.
This mic doesn't work, does it?
Yeah, it's all good. Yeah.
All right.
Yeah. This thing is not completely calibrated. I mean, you can see the
Yeah.
green
Yeah, I see
things
it.
coming up, so
Yeah, that's what I was trying to do. Trying to move my mic so it was keep coming up to about the 25%, but
yeah.
not too much. You know what I mean? Give good sound quality, man. Lots. I don't know.
Hey man, Chris, might do me a favor and talking about the Gable and his teacher
Oh.
and what's all that, because I'm gonna go get a refill because refills are free of tea.
You're gonna free tea?
Well, it's Rishi tea, so it's big packet of tea, and I can go get me some more. Just pour hard
I don't
water.
expect you to get back to talk about that. I don't know. You can ask
Oh,
me a
okay.
lot of questions.
Okay, I'll ask you questions. But all right, I'm gonna go and still get a refill because I need my tea.
All right, instead,
And you can
I-
take over and talk
Okay.
about anything you want. Can you do that?
I definitely can. I'm gonna talk about subjects.
This is Chris Monsky show.
For
Chris
at least the next
Monsky's
3
in the
minutes.
house. Chill, have less building.
All right. Well, I am a professional tutor, and that's what I do as a job. And one of the things I do is I prepare kids for college. and anyone out there who has kids that are going to college, I have a grim dose of reality for you.
We are now recording and on the air. Jim and Friends, read the news. The Fresh from Ireland edition. I thank you everyone again for holding down the Milwaukee end of the fort as I was in Ireland last week. You guys did a great job.
You're welcome, Jim.
I just listened to it and realized that I may have been a bit slow. Too many Guinness and 3 in the mornings on that one, as it took me a while to get his sentence out, but everyone seemed to stay with me well, so thank you for that. And of course this week we have myself, Jim Van Vunderen, with Zavel Play, Justin Prop, and Gabe Hammer.
I basically added another core subject to the high school career.
Badang.
And I guess Justin and Gabe, you guys will have to share that mic. Unfortunately.
Oh.
And the core subject
well, mic sharing it happens.
It's communist.
Yeah.
Communist plot.
So yeah. Well, at least it's not the Queen. Speaking of Ireland, Northern Ireland.
Yeah.
That Queen.
Damn Jubilee. God. Give me a break.
That Queen. Anyway, yeah. I mean,
what is with people? Okay.
Anyway, so any happenings this weekend? There, I know Locust Fest I missed because of the Ireland thing. I was thinking, was there a fest this weekend? Lebowski Fest.
Lebowski Fest. I think there's also a strawberry festival in
Cedarburg.
Cedarburg, right.
Yep. There is a strawberry fest in Cedarburg. Missed that one as well, but hope everyone who attended had a good time in Cedarburg with their strawberries, and the people at Lebowski Fest had a good time with their White Russians.
The last one is computer programming.
Yeah, they had White Russians on tap.
Yeah?
Of our culture,
oh man,
society.
I don't know if that sounds right. I don't know if White Russians should ever be on tap.
Yeah, I don't know how they pulled that off.
Yeah, I mean,
it is, but you should let me turn it up a little and maybe bring it towards you.
Good grasp with logical arguments and reasons.
But I don't know. White Russian seems like a drink you have to make at a bar. I don't know about coming straight from a tap.
That's like that cappuccino that you get at the gas station.
Yeah, I don't think the dude would abide with the White Russian on tap. You know, no. But I hope everyone had fun. But yeah, you White Russians should be coming from a bar with Jackie Treehorn.
Yes. Jackie Treehorn adjuncts like women.
He does.
That's my favorite quote.
Well, that movie is nothing but quotes, really. It's you can just take any line of dialogue out of that movie, and it's a keeper for the quotes. It's kind of like how I felt Seinfeld always had the ability to, you could just incorporate Seinfeld into any conversation. You just take a line from Seinfeld and throw it in there. Lebowski's got this same
you don't have to learn school.
The same aura to it or something.
Yeah,
it has
classic
open source textbooks for virtually everything.
One of those timeless ones.
Exactly. Although it was not a big hit in the box office when it first came out.
Huh.
Totally.
No. It took a little while. Although I knew it was going to be a big hit because with travels, I remember I was in Steamboat, Colorado, and as I was going up the chairlift, they had like just a line of Lebowski quotes on a dry erase board just by the chairlift. So at that point, I knew everyone was in with the Lebowski. It was. Because it was like right when it first came out, kind of too. Like, so even though it wasn't a big box office hit, people were still already starting to quote it right away.
Good Bob Dylan tunes in that movie too.
Yeah, great soundtrack.
Oh, yeah.
I do think it's weird that there's a Lebowski festival where people dress up like Lebowski and do. That is so.
The Jesus.
Things like that are just funny to me. Why that one and not, I don't know, because a bunch of other things.
Because he's the dude, man.
Yeah, it's
not Lebowski.
Does it take place in Wisconsin? No.
That one's got no Wisconsin ties that I know of. No.
It's LA, right?
Oh, really?
Actually, yeah. Where is he's in L.A.?
I'm pretty sure it's LA.
Oh, really?
Might have to IMDb.
So is
that
this
one.
Lebowski thing? Is that something that happens all over the country, or is it just a Wisconsin thing?
I think it's it tours.
No, it's all over the country. This is the first year of Wisconsin, but I believe New York, your LA's, maybe a
So it's
Denver's,
almost
have
like a
already
franchise.
has already had like several of them.
Interesting.
So yeah, it's finally spread to the Milwaukee.
Yeah.
And
Okay.
we finally had our first.
Yep.
So
No wonder I didn't. No wonder it kind of seems strange to me.
yeah, it is a little strange, but for the better good, I feel. So what else has been going on in the world this week?
Hey, Dad, what's up? What?
Whoa! What happened there? Chili Chill is still going on. Chili Chill left the building for a second, and my responsible friend, he kind of left the microphone. So here I am, back again. Leaving the microphone, that's almost considered to be a sin in my name of a book, but I don't have a book because I don't even know how to read this stuff. Well, I read people and I read life, but I don't read no law books because those are for other people like lawyers and judges, and I am not a liar. So how can I be a lawyer or a judge? Because judges are bought, and so are all these, all the governments. I am a free person. I don't want to be a ruler. I want to be a giver. I want to give happiness and love. And not just to others, I'll take a little bit too. The more you give, the same thing you receive. And hey, people, listen, you gotta be happy. And if your happiness lies in other people's suffering, then it's not the real happiness. It's the happiness that you might feel like a rush of emotions or something, like dopamine will get in your head when you smoke some crack of hitting somebody, and you'll feel really good for a minute, but your consciousness is gonna feel really shitty, and you always will be like, you smoke some dope or something, and then you go looking for some more dope. That's like you hit somebody, you always want to hit somebody. Chris, man, what you doing leaving the mic like that, man?
What you doing leaving me on your show like that?
Yo, I asked you if you can handle it.
I was thought you were going to be gone for like 2 minutes. I don't know, dead air. I'm like, I don't know.
No dead air on my show, my friend. Yo, if you want to talk on the phone, you talk, in front of people, man. So I was just looking at the statistics.
Uh-huh.
There's 2 people listening to us. Four people listening to us right now.
4 whole people, huh?
Yeah, that's right now, at this present moment. But later on, there's about like 70 hits. So people, because the show gets recorded and gets put on the webpage, and about 70 hits a show. And it's been climbing up, especially in June. May and June is like skyrocketed. At first it was like 20, then it was 40, then it was 60. Now it's about 70 people, man. Hey, I cannot leave people with dead air, because people will think that Chili Chill dead. Chili Chill is not dead. Chili is just chilling someplace, and it's a Chili Chill and Friends show. And hey, I like my friends to come by and take a little. Take over, I want my friends to take over Chile. I want my friends to chill up here, not to be chilling too, man. There's too many chillage up in here if it's dead air.
I need like a little more prep time. I don't know, I'm not typically used to radio. I don't know how to like monologue just on stuff.
So what did you talk about?
I talked about my educational subject. I was telling you about data analysis,
Data analysis?
Computer programming, critical thinking, statistics, how we need a 4th subject and need to add new subjects to school.
I personally think that the whole curriculum needs to go into garbage.
No, the whole curriculum is mostly good. It just needs a little bonus.
No, it's total garbage. Listen to me, man. I went to school in Russia, okay?
Yeah, your schools are a lot better.
Yo, I was like a C student. Like a CB student, okay? I didn't really do homework. I did homework between classes. I didn't really skip because I was a kid. But I didn't study too hard. I used to fall asleep in classes. I was an average kid, man. I studied for 5 grades up there in Russia. 5 grades. The knowledge as a CB student, average, I got there. Lasted me until 10th grade.
Oh, I absolutely agree. Most Russian kids when they're going to college, they're done with college by the time they're 19. They graduate high school when they're 16.
Yeah.
Okay. They just cram more into less time. They expect more of their kids and they get it.
But what? Hey man, it's not like kids are more gifted there than they're here.
No, you see what I said? They expect more out of their kids.
Yeah.
And they get it.
Yeah.
We expect less out of our kids.
Yeah.
And we don't even get that.
Yeah, that's why I'm saying the whole school curriculum, the whole school needs to go into garbage because it does not.
It needs to be harder. They need to stop.
It used to be. I used to talk to my lawyer, okay? He was telling me that he was looking at his dad's homework, and it was like way more advanced than what he got. And then he was looking at his grandma's homework. And it was like really heavy duty scientific books in 6th grade,
Right. Oh yeah. Like I have my tutoring clients. I have a book. I have a math book from 1905. Okay, and it's a middle school math book, and I see kids complain that their math is so hard. I bring out this thing and I show them what kids in 1905 were doing in middle school, and the standards have fallen drastically. We just expect less out of the kids. But you understand, that 1905 standard, all right, how many out of the whole population, how many percentage of those kids were in class? Well, only like 20%. Only the most gifted kids.
No, kids with the money.
Not,
Kids are all the same.
No, not.
Yeah.
And American schools were free, man. And the kids who could stay in were the kids. A lot of the kids had talent, and ability for it. You know, kids who were good at math went to school for it. They stayed in the
Kids with money. Kids who didn't have money went to work.
Not all of them though. A lot of parents who didn't have money understood that their kid had talent and sent them to school. My point
the
is,
parents did not have money
Yeah.
to send kids to school.
the school is free.
No.
American schools have been free since 1860, man. We were one of the first people to have public schools.
Really?
We got on the Prussian model of public schooling system as a way to increase the size of your military, give you better soldiers.
Okay.
And we got public schools. It's a very important concept for that. And they did their wonderful job of training us, nice, good troops. But that's the whole point. What makes a good scientist is not what makes a good soldier. And if you want to train children to be scientists, they're not going to be trained to be good soldiers, because the kind of people who are inquisitive and questioning orders and curious, okay? You know what natural curiosity does?
You know, in Russia, they never took out the draft.
Right.
They never did. Kids, scientists make good soldiers. Oh.
No, scientists. I'm not saying that scientists cannot be a bad soldier. I'm saying that what you're trying to teach in your educational school system, all right? If you want to teach people to be question orders, or do you want to teach people to follow orders? Do you want to teach people to be inquisitive, or do you want to teach people to not question things and do what they're told?
In Russia, we were not taught to question.
You're not taught to question?
Not in Russia.
You're not taught to question here.
When are you taught to question?
You're not taught to question anything in America.
Where are you taught to question?
Oh, private tutors.
Private, as like self-promotion.
No, the private schools typically.
Really?
Yeah, the classical education that people are getting.
Most private schools up here are Catholic.
Yeah.
Yeah. Question what? Catholicism?
Ironically, yes.
Yeah. Right.
I know a lot of kids who went to Catholic schools who have negative opinions of the church based on first-hand experience inside of Catholic schools. You know, they get to know you can't hide the truth for a kid who's in your school for 15 years. He's gonna figure out what's going on, and they all.
Catholicism is Christianity.
No, Catholicism is not Christianity.
Yes, it is.
Catholicism is Catholicism.
No.
Catholics are Christians, but Christians aren't Catholics. All Catholics are Christians, but all Christians are not Catholics. They're different things.
Well, you know, Baptists are Christian, but all Christians not Baptists. Of course, Christianity is a sectarian religion. It's a bunch of sects.
Yeah, and most of those sects, most members of most of those sects can't tell you the difference between most of those sects. At the same time, biblical Christianity is a unifying thing. And
there is no such thing as biblical Christianity.
Yeah, its name in America now is non-denominational Christianity. And
shit, man. They make whatever they want to make, and they take, sometimes the imagination station is vast, and if you don't know how to explain something, you make it up. And if it fits into ordinary people's conception of reality, then let it be so. Religion is opium for the masses, said Karl Marx, and he was right. I'm not a communist, but with a lot of stuff that Karl Marx said, I do agree.
Well, I mean, religion can be a tool used to control people, but at the same time, you're just assuming that you're throwing the baby out the bathwater. Okay, if you want to assume Christianity is not true, you have to prove that it's not true. Okay.
What is Christianity?
What? If you want to, you look at the Bible. Okay. If you want to say
remember how we talked about the media and propaganda?
Right.
That's like a little bit truth and a little bit lies.
Right.
That's what everything is.
Yeah. That's definitely a mix.
Except for Buddha.
Oh, except for your religious text. Your religious text is all true.
First of all,
my religious text is a mixture of truth and lies.
Hey man, Buddhism It's not a religion. There's no ism in Buddha. There's no religion. Before 200 years ago,
And that's why it's called.
there was no
Buddhism.
ism. There was no ism. Ism was created. There was white settlers. They saw all those people doing this stuff. And they wanted to name them, and they said, "Oh, they worship Buddha, so they must be Buddhists. There must be such thing as Buddhism." But there isn't. It's not a philosophy. It's not a religion. It's more like a science. It's the science of soul, man.
I think Buddhism has characteristics of a philosophy. It has characteristics of a religion.
Characteristics, yes, sure.
And also, more importantly, has characteristics of secular cultural traditions.
Yeah, in the way it is practiced right now, but in its essential nature, meaning whatever is left out of Buddha is his scripture, his scriptures, his words.
Right.
It's non-denominational. It's just, there was this guy, right, who was not satisfied.
But you guys have different temples. I mean,
No, there's no us guys. Look, there was this guy, okay, 2,500 years ago, who was not satisfied. He was not satisfied with whatever was out there. So he looked for the real truth, you know, not the truth that is taught, but the real truth. And he searched hard and hard and hard, and he did a whole bunch of stuff. Whatever was taught out there, he did. And he was so good, he perfected everything. He surpassed his teachers. All his teachers, and basically he learned all there was to know. Okay?
I doubt it. Seriously
Basically,
doubt it.
he learned all there was to know about what was taught at that time. Okay? All this religion, India has many religions, okay? And one teacher, like highly accomplished, he learned something from them. He learned something from a different person. And he still was not satisfied. He still did not find complete and total peace. He found a lot of peace. He was there, man. His mind was calm. His consciousness was already he did not have an ego. Like, you know, like there's you perceiving things. He was beyond that already. Okay? But there was something still left. There was still a self that's left. And the self that he had left was not completely happy. There was something there. There was something not completely kosher. So he went into the fields and he started experimenting himself. You know, did horrible things. He started his body. He was like completely detached from body. And that didn't work. And then one day he went through a process that made him a Buddha, which is which changed him, okay? And when he got changed, he was silent for about a month, because he didn't know what to do, how to explain people what happened. And then he's met some people and they asked him, "What are you? Who are you?" Because he was different. He had this glow around him, you know, like this. You know how they show on Jesus and saints, they show glows? Halos. Well, he was like, I don't know, he has like big halo or something. Then he says, I am Buddha, which means I woke up. It means like, I woke up. I woke up to the real deal. Okay? Like you and me, we're like asleep. We're not Buddha. But all of us can wake up. So, and then he taught for 50 years about how to get to a state where he's in. He has a lot of teachings out there. They say 84,000. Okay? And then he died, and then people who got to a place where he's at, they got together and they wrote everything that they remembered, and they had really good memories. And they wrote a lot of stuff, and some stuff was kind of hidden. And well, and that's what is right now. And right now, there's different ways to practice whatever, because some people are of lesser quality, okay? Some people are of a middle quality. Some people are of extreme quality. Because it's what he said, what he found out is that you cannot find God outside of yourself. Okay? You cannot find peace outside of yourself. So it's all about self-examination and going into yourself. The Buddhist canon, which is like the Buddhist scriptures, is divided into long discourses, medium discourses, short discourses. Then there is the Vinyasa, which is the like rules to be for monkhood, for monks. But Buddhists are not just monks. There's Buddhists who are monks. There's Buddhists who are lay people, like ordinary people, and there's Buddhists who are yogis. And yogis are like really wild ones, but really who they're beyond lay. They can be lay people. They can be monk people. They don't have any rules. There's some rules for yogis too, but they're not formed. So there's monks, lay people, and yogis. But and the third, so there's the sutras, which is scriptures, which is his discourses. Then there is the rules for the monks, and then there's the Abhidharma, which is a very, very scientific study of the person's states of mind, study of consciousness, which is kind of like psychology. Only it's not psychology, because psychology is a study of how to control people. This is a study of how things are. So it has, you know how in Western science we have we have 5 consciousnesses? 5 consciousnesses, like meaning 5 senses. Okay, in Buddha Dharma we have 8 senses. 8 consciousnesses, like they're all considered to be a consciousness, because if you cannot if you cannot hear something, it's like you still yourself. You just lack this consciousness. If you can just completely go into like a sound, right? You can completely forget what you see is what you feel, because you can be like really totally in the sound. So your consciousness becomes total sound. Like what you put your mind on one consciousness. But in Buddhism, there's 8 consciousnesses. There's 5 regular ones. The 6th sense is your thoughts, because you perceive thoughts, so you sense them. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Which is your mind. The 6th sense also puts together all the other 5 consciousnesses, all 5 senses together. The 7th consciousness, 7th sense, is your liking or disliking. I hit you, it hurts, you don't like it. I hear, I give you a cookie, you eat it, you like it.
Sometimes.
But
haven't you ever experienced that you're not sure whether you like it
it's
or
based
not?
on your karma. It's your subconscious. It's your unconsciousness. Because sometimes some people like candy, some people don't like candy. Right. But it's like dislike, don't like. You sense it. You know it. It's very clear in your mind. It's like a sense. It says no alcohol. What?
5 minutes.
There's no 5 minutes. There's no limit.
What do you mean?
I say what I mean. It's 5:55, but there's no limit. I can stay a little longer.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. But I usually end up at 6 just because I sit up here for 2.5 hours. I get tired, kind of. So that's the seventh sense, man. Is you liking, don't liking. Comes from your previous past. And then the 8th sense is like a sense, okay? Like you feel it. It's like your sense. Your sense of self, that you exist. It's there. It's like a sense. I mean, in meditations or drugs, some people have experienced that through drugs. Guilty as charged, I have. Where your 8th sense, it goes away. Partly, maybe. Partly.
Yeah,
So it's like you got all your 5 senses. You've got your thinking mind, more or less. You got your liking, disliking, but your feeling of self, that you exist, that you have a self, you have an ego, it goes away. It's like it disappears. You know what I'm saying? So this is just perception, but there is no I am. There's no I am, you know what I'm saying? There's an I, but there's no am. Which is something that's contradictory. And because it is there, this whole thing about Descartes.
Descartes, I think for I am.
Yeah, it doesn't really work. Because if I don't think, I can still am. I still am. Or it's like if I am, I can still think. If it's just I and no am, I can still think. This is a lot, man. It's not whatever it is. The truth is, it's not what it seems to be. It's not what it appears to be, because it never is. It's something else. It is Allah. The big Allah Akbar. Allah Akbar. It's the big negative. It's not this, it's not that, it is something else. What it is cannot be described in words, because the words will only lead away from it. But I can tell you this, where do your thoughts go after you think of them? That's what it's all about. You want to say something?
Been a cool show. We're wrapping up. Play us out, man.
No, I don't want to wrap up yet. I want you to talk about Goebbels and his teacher.
Oh, okay. You want me to talk about Edward Bernays? Okay.
Yeah.
So, Goebbels, however you want to pronounce it.
Who is he?
It's German propaganda minister. Okay.
German or Nazi?
Nazi.
Okay, you gotta be exact. Come on, bro. You're a scientist, details matter.
He's a pretty famous guy historically. Definitely one of the archetypical bad guys. Goebbels could have been a Bond villain for sure. You just could have dropped him in there. You know what I mean? He had all the mannerisms, the megalomaniacal personality. Well, he was a big fan of using deception to achieve military objectives. Okay, and what I mean by that is he used mass communications for military purposes. So if you want to convince the people to invade Poland, first what you need to do is convince the people that they don't like the Poles, and then you need to convince the people that there's a problem, and then you need to convince the people that the only option is military invasion. And when you convince people of all three of those things, you've convinced the people that they need to invade Poland.
Hey, don't we do that with Iran right now?
Yeah, we do this too. Absolutely.
Iraq.
Yeah, well, you watch the problem with Iraq. Okay, so we started off with before we invade, they started talking about how Saddam Hussein was helping Al Qaeda. Okay, and it was like, wow, we don't really like that. We don't like that guy. It's not helping Al Qaeda. It's not cool. They just bombed the World Trade Center. Supposedly. All right, and then after we convinced him Saddam Hussein was helping Al Qaeda, we convinced him that he had nuclear weapons and he was an engine of danger to the United States. So we convinced him we didn't like him, then we convinced him we needed to do something about it. There's a problem, okay? And then we said, we need to invade. This is the only thing we've done about this. We tried this with the inspectors, it didn't work. Remember? Do you remember how they... Yeah, so they convinced him we didn't like him, we convinced him there was a problem, we convinced him we needed to do something about it, and we convinced him that all their options, besides military, were off the table. We tried everything but invading. Clearly didn't work. It's time to go invade. So now the public is firmly in support of the invasion. And Edward Bernays was the nephew of Sigmund Freud, okay? And he was a professor at, I believe, Columbia University. He was a professor at an American university, Ivy League University. And Goebbels was one of his students, came over to the United States to study under Bernays. Bernays changed the name of propaganda. He was like the propaganda industry because Bernays lived through World War II and was around, as a government consultant long after World War II and Goebbels was gone and dead. Okay, and he said that the Nazis gave propaganda a bad name, that we fought the war, and saying that's why these guys are good, because Bernays actually used propaganda to convince the American people that we were right because we didn't use propaganda. You understand what this is saying? Like they had all these advertisements about the Germans, brainwashing their populations, okay, and therefore we're clearly better than they are because we don't brainwash our populations.
Do we brainwash?
Absolutely, but I mean, come on, you're using propaganda to convince people that propaganda is bad. So Bernays said we need to rename. So the propaganda industry got a bad name after the war, okay? So, because their industry is based on lies and deception. And people figured it out. So Bernays renamed the propaganda industry to public relations. So now...
Oh, if you wanna go to school for public relations?
Yeah, so now you don't go to school for propaganda, you go to school for public relations. But really it's the same thing. You're trying to manipulate people's perceptions to accomplish an objective. So the propaganda industry is alive and well in America, and the public relations industry spawned the advertising industry. And the advertising industry is pretty much the dominant force of American society today. Chili Chill is running away once again. I'm not sure what's going on here. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. The public relations is essentially propaganda rebadged. If you want to hear more about this, check out the Corbett Report. They put some information on there. Not really sure what else to say here. Okay. Alright, Chili's coming back here.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was just talking about the public relations industry and how it's essentially the propaganda industry reborn.
My cousin, she went to public relations, she got herself a diploma. I asked her to write me a commercial. She still hasn't done it. I don't know if she's capable to write a good commercial, because I don't know what they teach up there.
Well, I mean, but the thing that public relations teaches is perception manipulation. That's what they teach. They teach statistics, and public relations is all about how many people in a group am I going to convince. All right, so the public relations questions, all right? Here's the conventional answer. We have 100 school kids in a room, all right?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm interested in teaching the school kids that snow is black, all right? How much does it cost, and how many to teach the first 50 kids that snow is black? How many does it cost to teach the first 50 kids that snow is the first 75 kids that snow is black? You see that you cannot spend enough money to convince. There's no amount of money that says you can ever convince all 100 kids that snow is black.
But right? But you can you convince one?
Yeah, the one's easy.
Really?
Yeah, one's really easy. That's cheap. Okay, if you want to.
There's always a kid that wants to believe
right, and then there's always a kid who's not going to believe your lies because he seeks out truth. Okay, there's kids on both sides of the bell curve. All right, so propaganda really is the business and the science of figuring out not just how much it costs to teach how many kids that snow is black, but how much it costs to teach how many kids that snow is a slightly lighter shade of gray. Okay. So the public relations industry can tell you what your sales are going to be based on your advertisement and the size of your market. And they can do all of this aggregate statistical analysis. So their entire industry is all about dehumanizing people. Real humanity in the public relations industry are statistical outliers because they're people whose perception cannot be manipulated. They are ignored. They're not even considered in propaganda science.
In the language that I speak time to time, we call this Babylon. And concerning Babylon, we say, burn Babylon.
Oh, it's not quite.
Burn out, but this is Babylon. That's what Babylon is all about.
If America, if you want to compare America to any ancient historical empire,
no. You know what Babylon means?
What?
Okay, like in the Revelation?
Yeah.
There was a harlot.
Oh, yeah, that Alaska, yeah.
And that queen is it's like Babylon. She represents Babylon. She gives out birth to abominations. And all abominations are still Babylon. Babylon is like a generic word. That's generic, but it's overall word that means like the devil.
Right.
Not the devil that the Christians in Christianity teach, not the sin, but the devil that is alive in real life, which is the machine, which is the inhumanity. To kill as a passion of crime, like as a crime of passion, that's pretty human. To kill because you're zombified and you're a machine and you're told to kill, that's inhuman.
Right.
See,
Well, and that's
humanity.
exactly-
This
and that's
is like
exactly what
different
it is.
levels,
They want-
different levels
that-
of.
They're actively trying to
Satanism.
remove as many humans from warfare as possible, because warfare is a repulsive state to most people, and most people are not going to kill women and children, even if you threaten them upon death. Most.
But look at Nazi Germany. Nazi Germany was a beautiful place where a lot of where intellectualism, where creativity, where the arts flourished. And then you see, I see like a video of 1930s, 1935 Germany, and there's like people dying on streets and ordinary people, well dressed, walking by,
Right.
not noticing them.
No, it's not that they're not noticing. They're
No,
ignoring
no. Look, you know, if you are told not to see that person and you believe not to see them, you will not see them. Okay, on this note, I'm gonna end my show.
Okay.
Unless you wanna say something.
No, and play some music out, so why don't you hum something and turn it off? I thought we were turning it off, so I was trying to turn it off.